baseball.
Baseball, baseball.
94.5 The Peak presents Wasatch Wasp Baseball.
There's been a lot of hard work to get this thing ready and get it playable, and it'll be nice to be home. Already 3 weeks left in the regular season, as crazy as that sounds to say that out loud, Tyler, but you're not going to have a lot of opportunities to play here, so hopefully Wasatch can make the most of it.
You're listening to the Dairy King pregame show. Winners of Best in State from 2008 to 2021, proudly serving the Heber Valley since 1946. Let's go ahead and jump into it, Ty. The Wasps fell 3-1, but were noticeably better this time around compared to the game on Saturday, or the game on Saturday down in Snow Canyon a couple of weeks ago. What were some of the keys that you saw in that game against Salem Hills on Tuesday that was an improvement from when they faced off earlier in the year?
Easily where to start, Tyler, is Max Walker was awesome on the mound. He got on the mound there. Did a really good job of mixing up and off speed just enough to go with the fastball. Walker was awesome, and that's really the equation. You throw strikes, Tyler, you get on the mound, your defense will stay competitive behind you. That was the standout point for me.
Let's go ahead and take a break, Ty. We've got the national anthem coming up, and then we'll have our opening pitch after this.
Timberline Ace Hardware is your full-line Benjamin Moore paint store. Visit them for your home projects, business-to-business, and contractor needs. And remember to ask about their delivery services. And they're looking for some cashiers. Apply today. And get your Carhartt wear, your cool outdoor clothing, and Wrangler jeans. Timberline Ace Hardware, located west of the Wasatch Wasp Football Stadium at 737 South Main Street, serving the Heber Valley for over 50 years.
Hi, I'm Stacy McKay, branch manager at Bank of Utah. Everyone here at Bank of Utah believes that we are an extension of our community. Not only do we craft banking solutions to help families and businesses in our area, we boost the community by proudly supporting local organizations like Wasatch High School. Because when our communities thrive, we all thrive. Come see me at our Heber branch and experience community banking at its best. Bank of Utah is an equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Well, folks, spring is near, but have no fear. Country Gardens and Nursery is here for your everyday garden supplies, decor, and more. From our personal gardener to our new bulk yard, where we offer large variety of soil, mulches, and decorative rock. Come see what we have in store. Country Gardens and Nursery, 1401 South, US 189. We'll see you soon and hope to put you in bloom.
longer look, takes a third look. Now we'll deliver the 1-2. That's an off-speed. Rope down the line, but foul. 2-2 now the count.
I think Zimmerman's looked pretty good here in this first inning. He had the one walk that went to a full count that got away from him. Other than that, he's been pounding the zone, going after this aggressive Salem Hills team, and really giving his defense a good chance. Still to this point, no one on Salem has really hit him well. They've just found ways to get base runners on there by putting the ball in play.
Carter has to go down to his knees again, does a good job of smothering that one in the dirt. Fills up the count at 3-2, still one away. Wasatch playing without about 8 feet of backstop as that snow that we got over the winter collapsed the angled backstop here. And so I'm looking, Ty, and I think we might be able to get a foul ball this year with some of these foul balls that we see.
Up here into the booth.
Yeah,
I
think I can catch one right here with the right hand. Swing and a miss for strike 2. That's the second, or strike 3. That's the second strikeout of the game for Cole Zimmerman. Again, your strikeouts brought to you by Wasatch Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine, your rehabilitation specialist dedicated to your total recovery from all injuries. Let Dan Ivey and his team get you back to 100%.
Well, there's been so much snow on the field, Tyler, that they haven't been able to get equipment in to take care of that issue. It collapsed several months ago, but they just couldn't get to it. I would have to imagine they've got plans here, Tyler. I haven't talked to anyone, but they've got plans, I'm sure, to fix the issues that the snow caused this year. But right now, they're just happy to be playing on the field.
Ball one here to Roper K, the catcher, 1 for 2 with a double and a walk in game 1. Played a really good catcher for the Skyhawks. Second one is off as well.
He was probably the toughest out, I would say, for Salem Hills, Tyler. A little bit farther down in their lineup. But he was really good every time he came to the plate in game 1.
Came into the series hitting .500 on the year. Couple of long looks from Cole at second base. Now comes back in. Misses again. 3-0 the count. The other stat, Ty, as I broke down that game 1, Wasatch quality ABs 53%. Quality ABs only 27% for the Skyhawks. Wasatch really played a good game, just couldn't get the runs across. We'll see if they're able to put another good game here today.
That game 1 was good, wasn't it? And especially, I talked about it when we were in the pregame show a little bit. Walker was just so good on the mound, Tyler. It just feels like a missed opportunity, doesn't it, to have such a good pitching performance against Salem. And unfortunately, the bats weren't their consistent selves, and to only put 1 run on the board was just a little bit out of character for this Wasatch team.
After a 3-0 count, Cole fills it up, lands 2 strikes back-to-back. We got a full count with 2 outs. Runners will get a head start with the full count 2-out pitch on their way. Wasatch comes set. Zimmerman takes a peek at both runners, takes a second look, and delivers. That one's in there for strike 3. Cole Zimmerman, strikeout, and then a backwards K. Salem does produce 1 run on 2 hits. No errors, and 2 runners are left on base. It's 1-0 as we go into the bottom of the first.
The 50s produced some great sound. That early rock and roll triggered so much emotion for so many. Here's another sound from that era. The dental drill triggers a whole different set of emotions. The sounds, the smells, feeling out of control, whatever keeps you from the dentist at Dorius Dental, we get it. We focus on the little things. Distract yourself with your favorite episode of The Office, or crank up the 80s or 90s and let it take you back to another time. At Dorius Dental, we are sensitive to your needs. We are taking care of the little things so you can move on to more enjoyable things. Located in Gateway Plaza, Heber City.
Gucci Goo Barbecue in Heber Valley is a premier barbecue restaurant. You can choose from finger-licking ribs, poppin' andouille sausage, tasty chicken, tender brisket, delicious pork, and yummy street tacos. Friday night dates, take that significant other for the smoked prime rib that melts in your mouth. Family-friendly atmosphere where everyone is welcome, quick service for dine-in or takeout, great quality food, and great value for your money. That's Gucci Goo in Midway on Main Street.
You might be used to having someone ask you the question, what is it that you need? I think that's limiting. I'm going to take you through a 6-step process. And it's simply answering questions. And it might not just be home. It might be that you want that fancy new car. It might be that you want trips. It's your list. What is it that you really, really want?
Call Tom Stone at Guild Mortgage in Heber City.
Tom Stone, MLS 257849. Guild Mortgage Company is an equal housing lender. MLS 3274. All loans are subject to underwriter approval. Terms and conditions may apply. Subject to change without notice.
Hi, this is Nicole with Mountain Refined Furnishings and Flooring. And if you didn't know, we've recently partnered with Mattress Warehouse of Utah to bring you the largest selection of mattresses around. The team at Mountain Refined prides themselves on making your home a place where you love to be. We offer a large selection of furnishings, flooring, window treatments, gifts, decor, and so much more. If you haven't been by lately, stop and check it out. You'll be pleasantly surprised. We're located at 480 North Main Street.
Bottom of the first brought to you by Wasatch Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine, your rehabilitation specialist dedicated to your total recovery from all injuries. Let Dan Ivey and his team get you back to 100%. Crew Erickson will lead it off for the Wasps. 1 for 4 yesterday with the lone run scored for Wasatch. Came into the series hitting .435. He'll take ball one and now strike one. 1-1 the count to the senior. Wearing number 14, hitting on the right-hand side. Nolan Miller going to play at the next level on the year. Miller, 5 2/3 innings pitched, 1.24 ERA, and is 2-0 on the year. He'll go up 1-2 after another fastball on the inside part of the plate. The 1-2 hard fastball gets away from the catcher. Ball 2. Tragan-Shaw on deck will be hitting from the left-hand side. 2-2 the count. Wasatch trails 1-0 after giving up 1 run in the top of the first. The 2-2 goes back with the fastball, fouls this one off into the snow on the right side. Will reset at 2-2. Only in Utah can you show up to a baseball game and have to wear snow boots to get to the baseball field because you have to trudge through snow in order to get here.
There's a lot of snow around here still, Tyler. There's some 3-4 foot snowbanks off to the side of the field.
2-2, curveball. Crew fouls it off. A little defensive swing there to stay alive, and Crew will stay in the box at a 2-2 count. A couple of years ago, we went out to Union, and they were watering the dirt with a hose and were scooping snow into a trailer in right field. 2-2 the count. Another curveball misses.
Where that sun comes down, Tyler. where the shade is and where the sun comes down. Make a big difference.
Full count here. Leadoff guy Crew. He singled up the middle on the opening pitch. Has a good quality at bat here. This will be the 6th pitch of the at bat. 7th pitch of the at bat. Full count pitch. Fastball. Fouls it off. That was coming right at you, Ty.
Yeah, you were ready. You called it. You're ready for that foul ball coming up here. Ty, you talk about snow, though. I had a work meeting in Park City here today. Drove by that field of Park City High School. There's no chance they're getting on that field this year. There's still over a foot of snow over there on that field. So we've got to be grateful for what we've got here.
Another full count pitch. This one's going to be grounded to the shortstop. Coburn fields it clean, throws it across the diamond. 1 away for the Skyhawks. It'll bring up Tragan-Shaw. 0 for 3 yesterday for the center fielder, but on the year hitting above 350. 8 RBIs, 12 runs scored, 3 doubles, and a couple of triples, hitting from the left-hand side today. On deck will be Alex Gutierrez. Miller back into the windup. Fastball gets the outside corner for strike 1.
Ty, as a pitching coach, I would really like Miller on my staff, but also as a hitter, I would like to go against Miller. And I know that's a little contradictory, but he's going to challenge you with the fastball. He's got a live arm, and I love pitchers that get after people with a fastball. But as a hitter, I feel like that simplifies it for you a little bit. Get up there looking for the fastball, and you've got to change your approach a little bit when you get to 2 strikes, of course, and kind of protect the plate. But if I'm a guy like Tragan-Shaw, I can get up there, look for the fastball, and get after it.
High chopper to the shortstop is not going to be in time. Coburn bobbled for just a second, and Tragan able to beat it out with the infield single. Wasatch has a runner on base. Benefit of the turf there,
the turf
Ty.
Single is what I was going to say, Ty. That's a pounded ball right in front of the plate. High hop. The pitcher never had a chance. He actually went down to pick up the hat that had fallen off as the ball went over him, but there's no chance on a hopper that high that anyone's getting Tragan-Shaw coming out of the box.
Bring up Alex Gutierrez. Yesterday went 0 for 2, but did have an RBI. Also walked. He'll foul off the first fastball towards the Salem Hills dugout. 0-1 the count.
But wouldn't you, as a hitter, you see this, Tyler Miller's coming after them aggressively with the fastball, and he's around the zone as a hitter. Man, I would just love that, getting in the box saying, all right, this guy's got good velocity, and he's around the zone, and he's coming with the fastball. The Wasatch bats will be able to catch up to him if he stays with that consistent theme. Now, he likely won't because this is a good pitcher, so he'll probably start mixing in some other looks. But right now, Wasatch can jump all over this sequence that he's got.
0-1 pickoff is not in time to Tragan. Second pitch is going to be low in the dirt. Tragan's going to try to take second base. Throw not in time, and Tragan gets the stolen base on a ball in the dirt, stolen base.
Ty, I was thinking about this the other day, actually. Something that they talk about with baseball is coaches will look at catchers in how they receive and how they throw the ball back to the pitcher. And if a catcher doesn't go up to his feet and throw it back consistently every time, or maybe throws it back from the knee, they like to use what's called a delay still, because the catcher's out of rhythm, and then they'll panic and throw the ball down. That's kind of what happened there. That ball in the dirt, the catcher didn't assume that Pregame would be going. He looked up and saw Pregame was going. He had time to get up and deliver that ball, but he didn't. His mechanics were all off. The throw was off, and Pregame was able to take the bag easily.
Tragan on second base, 1-1. The count's going to be a ground ball to the shortstop. Tragan will take third base. Coburn throws it across the diamond in time. So 2 away now with a runner on third. 3 straight ground balls to the shortstop for the Wasps. It'll bring up Chet Wilson, 0 for 3 yesterday with a K. Had a good liner to the left fielder with the bases loaded, just didn't get enough on it. The wind was blowing in yesterday, or on Tuesday. See if Chet can produce an RBI here.
These next 2 bats for Wasatch are the ones especially I would assume can jump on this fastball, Tyler.
Fastball gets the outside corner, strike 1 for Chet.
Wilson and Zimmerman have the hands that they can go with any speed, Tyler. It doesn't matter how fast it's coming. They see the ball well out of the pitcher's hand. This is a good opportunity for Wasatch right now with Shaw on third base and Wilson at the plate.
Tragan takes pretty good lead at third. The 0-1. Curveball gets away from the catcher. Tragan will come in and score, and Wasatch ties the game at 1-1 on the wild pitch from Miller.
Well, that's telling, too. I'm going to kind of stay on this for a minute, Tyler. You think Miller knows who Chet Wilson is? I guarantee you he knows who Chet Wilson is, one of the best hitters in the state, and so he gets ahead 0-1. And with the runner in scoring position, he doesn't want to come back with another fastball, give Chet 2 in a row, goes to the breaking pitch, and that was not sharp, Tyler. And so he's going to probably go back to the fastball a little bit more and try to establish that.
Fastball, low, ball 2. 2-1 the count. That run brought to you by Physical at the Fit Stop, your locally owned and operated physical therapy clinic, serving you from head to toe, including vertigo to sports injury, serving the Heber Valley for over 40 years. 2-1 the count here to the number 4 hitter, Chet Wilson. The pitch. Fastball misses. Actually tips it back into the catcher's glove. 2-2 the count now with 2 outs. Cole Zimmerman in the box. Similar to what we saw yesterday, both teams producing 1 run in the first, and then it was scoreless for the next 3 innings for both teams. The 2-2, does he get the outside corner? No, misses just outside, and that'll fill up the count at 3-2.
That's a risky pitch to take there, Tyler, early in the first inning, because you're not quite sure where the umpire's zone is yet, and that ball's close. Salem thought they had it. Umpire's going to call it a little tighter today.
The payoff misses inside, so first walk of the game for the Salem Hills staff. Yesterday, between both staff, between Walker and the Salem Hills staff, only 2 walks and 1 hit by pitch for either team. And it was showed in the time, Ty. We got done in about an hour and a half down at that game in Salem Hills.
Yeah, poor Bob, our station manager over there, asked, do I need to do the 5 o'clock news? We said, no way.
Nah, no way.
We'll go till 5:30. And, boy, we were wrong, Bob. Apologize for that. It was done by 4:30.
Pickoff move over to Wilson, not in time. Cole Zimmerman steps into the box. He had an infield single, went 1 for 3 in game 1 of the series on Tuesday. Comes into this series hitting over 400, 6 RBIs, 3 doubles, and a home run. Another pickoff move. Closer, but still not in time, and we'll reset. Still no pitch here to Cole Zimmerman.
Salem and Scott Haney know that this is a good spot for Wasatch to put Chet Wilson in motion. Just got to look for the right time in this at-bat to put him in motion.
High leg kick from Miller, delivers. Cole swings at the fastball, and this will be elevated into the soccer field on the left-hand side.
Ideally, if you're Wasatch, what you'd like to see here is pick a pitch where Chet can advance without Cole having to have the ball in play, and then a single can score him with 2 outs. Also, if you send him in motion on a hit and run and Cole hits a gap, that's going to score Wilson as well. So that's kind of the way you're thinking if you're Wasatch at this point.
0-1. Chet does go on the 0-1. Pitches in there for a strike. Throw from K. Not in time. Second stolen base of the inning for the Wasps. It is an 0-2 count here for Zimmerman, so he's going to have to battle with 0-2, but does have a duck on the pond.
See, that's well played, though, Tyler. That's a good, unselfish job from Cole to wait. And now he's going to have to battle, as you said, with 2 strikes on him. But Cole's good enough that he can do that. He's letting that runner advance. Chet got a great jump. And now any single should score Chet, except for an infield single like a Tragan Shaw one wouldn't get him in. But anything that gets beyond the infield with 2 outs, Chet should be in motion, and he should be able to score here.
The 0-2 to Zimmerman. Another fastball. Cole stays alive with a defensive swing and will reset. Stolen Bases today brought to you by Gravity Coalition, offering the best in bikes, skis, snowboards, skateboards, and more in the Heber Valley. Personalized service, sales, and repair for the gear you love. Gravity Coalition in Midway, Utah, or gravitycoalition.com. This is a cool shop. The 0-2 swung on. It's right back to the pitcher. Second baseman comes over, makes the play, throws it across the diamond in time, and Wasatch will go down. 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner is left on base. It's 1-1 as we go into the second.
Heber City Point S is locally owned and operated by Larry Rhodes and Brad Hyatt. They offer the best brand tires at low prices with extensive knowledge and experience of repair and services with no pressure sales. Only what you need. They've been taking care of cars, trucks, and trailers for over 20 years. No appointment needed, conveniently located, free shuttle service, and free Wi-Fi. Take $5 off your next visit when you tell them 94.5 The Peak sent you over. That's Heber City Point S.
A UCCU home equity line of credit puts your home's equity to work for you. Finish your basement or yard and raise your home's value. Pay off higher interest, help with college or weddings. It's peace of mind knowing that you have a low-rate line of credit ready for whatever, whenever. UCCU will also provide you with a home equity Visa card, giving you instant access to your equity. Learn more or start your application today at uccu.com or stop by any branch. UCCU. Love where you bank.
This is live coverage of Wasatch High School sports on 94.5 The Peak.
Second inning action brought to you by Wasatch Napa Auto Parts, your local Napa stocks auto parts, tools, and equipment, and many other items for heavy-duty trucks, marine, and farming equipment. Stop in today, 1-1 as we go into the second inning. Almost identical to what we saw in Game 1 between these two teams on Tuesday. Wasatch scoring 1 in the top of the first, and Salem 1 in the bottom of the first. Wasatch able to do it here. Tragan Shaw showing off the Wills tie, got the infield single, stole a base at second, was able to advance to third on a ground ball to the infield, and then was able to score on a pass ball.
It's really good winning baseball that Tragan showed you there, Tyler. Every little detail, because every bag he took was not easy, right? That was a high hopper, had no business being a hit, but he took advantage of the turf and got a hit. A really close ball in the dirt that the catcher had consumed all the way. He still took a risk and went over and took second. A ball to the shortstop that he could have casually stayed at second on. He didn't. He was just aggressive all the way. You saw it on all 4 bases that he took. He's going to be aggressive every step of the way, and it gets Wasatch a really important response run. 2 big moments, Shaw being able to score there, Tyler, but also Zimmerman working out of that jam in the first inning was a huge deal. Salem was in a prime position to put 2 or 3 on the board, and Cole was able to work well out of the jam.
Walker only was able to get 2 strikeouts in the game on Tuesday. Cole already with 3, had all 3 outs for the Wasps in that first inning. Starts with a strike here against Kaysen Everett, the DH. This one's going to be elevated to shallow right field. That'll be a single. Second hit of the game for the Skyhawks on the single over the second baseman's head.
Yeah, that's the Tyler Baird special here. Ty, your play-by-play man over here. You made a living over there on that side of the field.
And that's how you got to approach a lefty, right? If you're a right-handed hitter, you got to try to go the opposite way. Good piece of hitting there from the DH. He's going to bring up right fielder Trey Smith, was 0 for 2 yesterday. Is he hitting a 400? Came into the series hitting 400. But Salem Hills has the leadoff guy on here against Cole Zimmerman. Cole comes set. Wasatch playing straight up double play depth. Goes with the off speed, lands the off speed for strike 1.
That's a pretty generous inside strike there, Tyler, on the breaking pitch. You could see Carter's motion was shifting him a little farther from where the target was. The hitter was leaning back. That umpire is going to give that pitch. I'd go back there with that breaking ball and try to get the left-handed breaker to drop down out of the strike zone under the hands of the hitters on the right side.
Tries to go back to the off speed, misses high and outside. So 1-1 the count, nobody away. Top of the second action, Wasatch 1, Salem 1. Cole delivers the 1-1. Goes back to the off speed, so back-to-back off speed.
And I didn't get a chance to say it before that pitch, Tyler, but you could see on that swing why I was saying that would be such an effective pitch to go back to if the umpire is going to give you that strike. That just invites right-handed hitters to pound the ball into the ground. Ground balls towards the third base and shortstop with a runner on first. That's a tailor-made double play just waiting to happen if Cole can execute on that pitch.
1-2 the count after the foul ball. Goes to the fastball. That one was coming time. That made me flinch. I was ready for it. 1-2 foul ball. Well, you said it 1-2. Well, that's good to see the backstop still is able to protect us there.
Well, I don't think there's a little 6 inches of pole hanging out over the top there that one got, Tyler. That ball's got to be toast. Sliced up when it hit that.
1-2 the count. We'll reset again with the 1-2. Slide step, pitch. That one's elevated again, foul. So we continue to reset at 1-2.
Losing baseballs, that's devastating to a coach, Ty. This isn't like the major leagues where you can hand out baseballs like candy in the stands. That's $6 a pop. Probably with inflation, these things got to be $8 a pop now at this point, Ty.
Well, you got snow. You got to protect them from snow. You got.
It's treacherous out there with these foul balls.
Morty set 1-2. Cole gets him swinging. Another strikeout. Make it 4 Wasatch Physical Therapy strikeouts. And Wasatch has one away here in the top of the second.
Early returns. This may be as good as I've ever seen Cole Zimmerman on the mound, Tyler. He's really, really good around the zone. Good velocity. Breaking pitch. It has enough there to keep the guys off balance. He's in the zone here today.
He's going to go with Corbin Goal. He's playing second base today. Did not hit in game 1 of the series. He's 3 for 11 today. That ball's going to be swung on. And they went fair. It must have gone off of the catch. I didn't see it go off of Carter. So it went off of Carter.
Carter blocked it, and it got away a little bit.
But it is a swing, so that's strike 1. 1 away, 0-1 the count. Wasatch shifting a little bit over to the right-hand side of the field with the lefty up. Goes back with the fastball, lands it on the outside corner, moves the count to 0-2. Cole Zimmerman, a Lane Community College commit, set to go up there next year. Up 0-2 here on goal. Couple of looks. Delivers on the 0-2. That one's in the dirt. Carter knocks it down. Runner will come back to first base. Coach Haney, a little frustrated. That's a good ball to go on there, especially on an 0-2 count.
Both of those are good to go on for different reasons, Tyler. You kind of look for a 5-foot radius that catchers want to block and keep the ball in front. The first block definitely got outside of that radius. The second one, Carter's momentum was pulling him away from where the ball actually ended up. And so he would have had a really hard time recovering and throwing that ball down to second.
Well, not only that, Ty, 0-2, you should be anticipating a ball in the dirt, right, as the runner with that 0-2. 1-2 now the count. As a foul ball goes straight back to the backstop. Cole comes set. One look. Slide step. Goes back to the off speed. Too high. Reset at 2-2. Girls lacrosse tie got back to 500 with a close 8-7 victory over Salem Hills on Tuesday. They're now 2-2 on the year. We're supposed to play Timpview, but sounds like there's officiating shortages across the board. They could not get any officials to come up and call their game against Timpview. And so they will try to get that game in tomorrow. This one's going to be elevated to the third base side in foul territory. Ashton Gurney makes the play. That is the first out of the game, produced by somebody other than Cole Zimmerman. So there's now 2 away with the runner on first. Brings us to the top of the order. Brings us to the top of the order. Zach Nelson struck out swinging in his first at bat. He's now 1 for 4 in the series. Does have 2 runs scored. Good lead by the runner at first base. Another slide step, fastball, swing and a miss. 1 strike, no balls here to Nelson. Boys lacrosse hasn't had a game since we called that Brighton game. It's been a long break for them. They are set to play tomorrow on the road against Syracuse, number 6 right now in the RPI rankings. Runner goes on the 0-1. It's going to be a ground ball to Chet. Chet fields it on the run, throws it across the diamond in time, and Wasatch gets out of the second. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner is left on base. It's still 1-1 as we go into the second.
Napa know-how.
Your local Napa Auto Parts, Wasatch Auto Parts at 105 North Main Street in Heber City. Stocks auto parts, tools and equipment, and many other items for heavy-duty trucks, marine, and farming equipment. Stop in today at Wasatch Auto Parts, 105 North Main Street in Heber City, a proud sponsor of Wasatch Wasps Sports.
Dan Sluga at Wasatch Back Flooring is extending his services to include quality paint products to complete your home remodeling needs. Locally owned and operated, Dan and his team can help you find the right flooring for your home with quality products from Mohawk, Shaw, Target, Godfrey Hirst, and many more. Since 2009, they've been exceeding their customers' needs by helping them select flooring that fits both their lifestyle and budget. They've got you covered at Wasatch Back Flooring and Paint.
And now, back to the action. Wasatch High School Sports on 94.5 The Peak.
Bottom of the second inning here at Wasatch High School. Wasatch baseball is tied with Salem Hills High School 1-1. Second inning action brought to you by Physical at the Fit Stop, your locally owned and operated physical therapy clinic, serving you from head to toe, including vertigo to sports injuries, serving the Heber Valley for over 40 years. That's Physical at the Fit Stop.
Gage Sheesh, Landon Carter, and Ashton Gurney will lead it off for the Wasps here in the bottom of the second. All went 1 for 3 in the game on Tuesday. Gage Sheesh comes into the series hitting .350 on the year with 3 RBIs, a couple of doubles, and a triple. Miller into the windup, delivers. That's a fastball in for strike one. Second inning allows us to brag a little bit about Jackson Bolander and Jackson Kelson, both pitching up at Lane Community College, and they are numbers 1 and 2 out of the bullpen right now for Lane. Swing and a miss, it back into or swing and a foul tip back into the catcher's glove. 0-2 the count to Gage.
Yeah, Ty, and I don't want to get too overly optimistic, but Jackson Kelson especially hitting some numbers that make the next level certainly possible for him, whether that next level be playing Division I baseball or maybe getting drafted in the mid-90s at this point with his fastball, Tyler's where he's hit. And that's certainly a draftable type of arm. If you're a right-hander, you really do need to be mid-90s if you want to have a reality to get drafted. And he's already there in his freshman year, and he's still got a lot of untapped potential up there. So it'll be fun to watch him progress. And we know Jackson Bolander has got potential to pitch at the D1 level, and it's probably in his future here in the next year or two.
Miller misses on 3 straight pitches, missed inside with a fastball, missed high with an off-speed, goes back to the fastball, misses low and away. So after an 0-2 count, we're now full at a 3-2 count. Landon Carter waiting on deck. Full count pitch out of the windup, misses again. Second walk of the game for Miller, and that'll bring up Landon Carter, who was 1 for 3 with a nice single. Probably the hardest hit ball we saw against Salem Hills on Tuesday. Jackson, go ahead, Tyler.
I was going to say that's not the first time that's happened, too, Tyler. Landon Carter, I think his average is a lot lower than it could have been, and it's not a bad average either, but he's had 3 or 4 balls this season that have just been absolutely tattooed right at guys. Line drives that have gone at guys or balls caught kind of near the fence. He's got a pretty good bat here as only a sophomore. Tries
to lay down the bunt here. It's going to go up and over the backstop. Third baseman was crashing, so that moves the count to 0-1. Landon on the year 6 of 22, has 5 RBIs and 3 doubles. Landon back in to the box. Gage Sheesh running at first base. Ashton Gurney on deck. Squares again. Miller sets. Runner goes. It's a slash and run. This one's going to be chopped to the first baseman. Gage will stay at second base. So the job is done. Gage will advance to second base and is in scoring position. And the first baseman does field it clean, steps on the bag. 1 away here in the bottom of the second.
Well, good things all the way around there, Tyler, from Wasatch. I'm going to phrase it this way. Landon Carter, as good as I like his bat, we've seen him try to bunt a couple times this season, and that needs a little bit of work. He still needs to develop that skill a little bit. Coach Jacobson tried on the first try there, and he saw some of those tendencies that can get you into trouble bunting, and he saw Salem also crashing really hard at third base. So what did he do? He decided to go slash and run, give his guy who has a pretty good bat that he can handle it an opportunity to maybe sneak a base hit over there. And so nice job for Coach Jacobson to recognize that, but also a great job from Carter to not try to do too much with it. It was effective. It worked just like a bunt, got the runner over to second base, as Wasatch was hoping to have him do.
Ball 1 here to Gurney, went 1 for 3 as well in the game. He's going to swing at the 1-0, fouls that one off. 1-1 now the count. Gurney 6 of 24 on the year, 8 RBIs, one of the leading RBI guys for Wasatch, and he's got a chance here with Gage at second base. Miller back onto the mound, working out of the stretch with the runner on second base. 1-1 the count. Gage, pretty good lead at second base. Outfield is playing shallow. Creeping off. Second baseman trying to bounce it. 1-1, and Ashton Gurney wants a pause. We'll reset with still 1-1. Give us a chance to share some of those stats from the Jacksons. Jackson Kelson, 5 appearances out of the bullpen, 9 2/3 innings pitched, a 0.93 ERA, and 11 strikeouts in those 9 2/3 innings. He also has a win on the year. Fastball outside corner for strike 2 here to Gurney. Jackson Bolander, 11 appearances out of the bullpen, leads the team in that category. He's 3-0 with 3 saves, 15 innings pitched, and a 1.20 ERA in those 15 innings.
That's not bad.
That's not bad.
Those two. Might be a little bit of the reason this team had such a good playoff run last year.
Maybe.
If you're just guessing on this Wasatch team.
1-2 the count. Gage goes all the way back to second. Now he'll go back off. 1-2. That one misses low. 2-2 now the count. If you remember from that postseason run, it was Jackson Bolander's bat that did a lot of damage as well. A couple of bombs in the postseason, a couple of big hits.
Really underrated part of his game. He's so good as a pitcher that people didn't talk as often about how good his bat was. But he's 3-4 type staple in a lineup the last couple years as a junior and senior.
2-2, tried to go upstairs. Gurney lays off of it, and another full count, second full count of the inning.
See if Ashton can get the bat head out here, Tyler. It would be a bold thing for Miller to go to a curveball here with only 1 out. If I'm Ashton, I'm going to be looking for a fastball.
Hasn't landed the curveball off, and he threw 1 curveball for a strike against Erickson. Goes back to the fastball. Ooh, they ring him up. That looked a little bit high. Gurney thought it was high, but a big strikeout, first strikeout of the game for Miller. 2 away here in the bottom of the second. He's going to bring up Carter Bucad, 0 for 2. He's DHing today for Tad Solsler, who's playing in left field. Went 0 for 2, tried to bunt twice, had a nice sacrifice bunt, and then had a really nice drag bunt that just beat him by a half a step. He's going to swing at this one right at the first baseman. Nelson makes the grab. Good barrel there from Bucad, and Salem gets out of the inning. No runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 runner is left on base. It's 1-1 as we go into the third.
Hi, this is Audra with Wasatch Behavioral Health and the Caring Community Coalition. Did you know when kids feel close to their parents, they are more likely to listen to them when they set clear boundaries about alcohol and drugs? Doing things with your children they are interested in and taking time to talk with them about their day will help create strong bonds. A great goal is to spend at least 15 minutes a day of one-on-one time with each child. All kids need a parent's help to stay drug and alcohol free. To learn more, visit our Facebook page, the Caring Community Coalition of Wasatch County.
Timberline Ace Hardware is your full-line Benjamin Moore paint store. Visit them for your home projects, business-to-business, and contractor needs. And remember to ask about their delivery services. And they're looking for some cashiers. Apply today. And get your Carhartt wear, your cool outdoor clothing, and Wrangler jeans. Timberline Ace Hardware, located west of the Wasatch Wasps football stadium at 737 South Main Street, serving the Heber Valley.
Hi, I'm Stacy McKay, branch manager at Bank of Utah, where we provide financial services to businesses and individuals in our community, and we are proud to support Wasatch High School. As one of the nation's top performing banks, we've been delivering exceptional value for over 70 years. So whether you're looking to grow a business or raise a family, we can help you every step of the way because your Utah is our Utah. Come see me at our Heber branch and experience the hands-on customer service that only comes from a hometown bank. Bank of Utah is an equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Wasatch High School Sports is on the radio.
Top of the third brought to you by Wasatch Behavioral Health. Founded in 1967 to provide quality mental health care for all individuals within Utah and Wasatch counties. They're a comprehensive community behavioral health center offering a wide array of programs and services for children, teens, and adults. Number 2 hitter Nolan Miller will come up to the plate. Walked in his first at bat and ended up scoring in the top of the first. He'll take ball 1. 1-1 the score here in the top of the third. That one misses as well. So 2-0 now the count. Softball team got their first win of the season, an 11-0 win. Hallie McNaughton got the win on the mound with 10 strikeouts. Sophia Ward, Afton Rudder, and Josie Clough all had triples in the first win of the year for the softball team. Swing and a miss on the 2-0, moves the count to 2-1. Here to the pitcher Miller trying to help himself out.
That's good for them, too, Tyler, the softball team. They kind of had a little bit of a rough start, and it's hard to get the monkey off your back sometimes.
Ground ball to Gurney. He's going to have to get rid of it quick. Does get rid of it quick, but it pulls Gage Sheesh off the bag. So the throwing air is going to allow Miller to reach base for the second time today, and for the second inning in a row, first batter reaches base for the Skyhawks. Bring up the shortstop Cam Coburn. He doubled through the 5-6 hole in his first at bat. Playing shortstop today for Salem Hills. He's now 1 for 3 in the series with 2 RBIs. Cole will step off the mound. Looked like there were some communication errors on the pitch that was wanted from the dugout. Not a big lead here from Miller at first base. Or no, this is a speed-up runner. Misses low for ball 1.
Yeah, a little surprised they went with speed-up runner, Tyler. Miller can move, but they're going to get him off the base paths and say your job today is to pitch.
1-0 the count. Cole's missed on the first pitch, strike in both of these first batters. Lands this one. It's going to be swung on. A diving stop from Gutierrez. He flits it to Wilson. Wilson to Gage. Not in time at first, but does get the leadoff runner at second base. Nice play there from Gutierrez on the diving stop. Wasatch has one away with the runner on first.
That was awesome from Alex, Tyler. The diving play was excellent. And what he did that was really good is he made sure he got one. That ball was kind of in between whether he needed to dive or not, but he made sure to get his body down in front of that thing and watch it all the way in, took his time to make a good toss over to Chet, and gave them a chance at least to get the lead runner. And now you really need a couple hits still if you're Salem in order to have a big inning.
We'll bring up Cushing. He reached on an error in the first inning, but did bring in a run, so he's got 1 RBI in the series. He's now 0 for 4. Came into the series hitting over 400. Does have 2 home runs on the year. Wind is blowing slightly out to left field. He's going to elevate this one to center field. Tragan came up hard, isn't able to come up and make the grab, so a single for Cushing, but he does keep the runners at first and second with still 1 away, and that'll bring up Holt.
Ty, I'd be willing to bet, knowing Tragan the way I do, that he's going to think about that ball a few times. Like, should I have come up and made an attempt at that? He absolutely made the right call on that ball, where you've only got 1 out, you've got 3, 4 up there. That's your 4-hitter. Number 3's on base. You don't dive for that ball because there's no backup whatsoever behind him. If that ball gets by him, it's an inside-the-park home run easily, and now you've got a big inning that's off to the races for Salem. Tragan made the right call to keep that in front and make them take it 1 bag at a time still.
This ball is going to be a bounce in front of the plate. It's going to get away, and both runners will advance to second and third. So 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out, but 2 ducks now on the pond for the Skyhawks. For Holt, who was 1 for 3 yesterday, struck out in his first at-bat today. Zimmerman gets the pitch. Gage Sheesh is going to come up on the corners along with Gurney. Middle infield will continue to play back with the 1-1 score. Another miss. Good stop from Carter. 2-0 now to count. Softball team got their first win of the year. Boys soccer lost their first game of the year. A surprising loss to Spanish Fork. That one's in there for a strike. Moves the count to 2-1. Ended up losing that game 1-0. They're 4-1 now on the season and are currently down at Provo High. Provo and Wasatch have been the traditional 1-2 teams in the region. Misses again, moves the count to 3-1.
We got a base open here if you're Cole. And it might not be a bad idea to come back with a breaking pitch here, Tyler. 3-1. Salem's going to be looking for that fastball. See if he wants to go a different direction.
Goes with the fastball, but it's misses low. Second walk of the game for Cole, and that's going to load the bases with 1 away here in the top of the third. We're going to have a pause in the action as the infield will come in. Pause in the action brought to you by Mirror Lake Station. Voted best donuts in Utah, and Governor Cox agrees. Stop on into Mirror Lake Station for gas, groceries, and goodies. Owners David and Kristen Wade invite you to swing by and say hello this season.
Yeah, he's about to make a tour of Utah, visiting all the high schools. Tyler, Governor Cox is coming to Wasatch next Wednesday. Wonder if he's going to stop at Mirror Lake Station on the way on down.
You have his number, right? Why don't you just call him up and say, hey, why don't you swing by and bring some for us?
I mean, I'm sure whatever he's going to come talk about is good, but if you bring donuts, it's going to be more more well received. I think is how you can say that.
Bases loaded here in the top of the third. One away for Roper K, the catcher, struck out looking in his first at bat today, and he's going to take a ball that's in the dirt once again. So 1-0 now the count. He was 1 for 2 yesterday with a double down the third baseline. Salem Hills looking for some more action like that here with the bases loaded, trying to break the 1-1 tie. Zimmerman gets the sign, delivers. That one swing and a miss. Cole comes back with the strike. 1-1 now the count. Gurney playing even with the bag at third base. Sheesh playing in front of the bag at first base. Infield, middle of the infield, Wilson and Gutierrez playing double play depth. Cole comes set. The 1-1. This one swung on, elevated foul behind us. That'll move the count to 2-1.
I feel like these swings from Kay are an indication he's a double play candidate here. He's trying to get a little bit outside of a regular swing, and he's trying to pull it on the lefty, Cole Zimmerman. And if Cole can make the right pitch here, if he can execute, you can get that ball to be driven into the ground right to Ashton Gurney, who will have a lot of options on where he can go with the double play.
The 1-2. Instead, it's a swing and a miss. Second strikeout of the game for Kay. Fifth Wasatch Physical Therapy strikeout for Zimmerman, and there's 2 away now here in the top of the third.
Well, that works too. Let's just go ahead and strike it out. No need to put the ball in play. Cole's been tough, Ty. When the bases get loaded over the course of the season, he seems to be at his best. Wasatch has used him a little bit coming in relief when things are tight. Mentally pretty tough.
Good stop there from Carter. Another ball in the dirt to Kaysen Everett. Everett's been good, Ty. 2 for 3 in the series with a run scored. He had a single in his first at bat with a line drive over the second baseman's head. 1-0 the count as he'll take ball 1. Again, bases loaded. Not big leads across the diamond. Goes with yaw speed. This one's elevated to left field. Tad Solser comes up and makes the grab. Wasatch gets out of the inning. No runs on 1 hit, 1 error, and 3 are left on base. It's still 1-1 as we go into the third, or bottom of the third.
Well, folks, spring is near, but have no fear. Country Gardens and Nursery is here for your everyday garden supplies, decor, and more. From our personal gardener to our new bulk yard, where we offer large variety of soil, mulches, and decorative rock. Come see what we have in store. Country Gardens and Nursery, 1401 South, US 189. We'll see you soon and hope to put you in bloom.
Are you ready for lunch? The Dairy King, home of the train, is serving the best food with friends and family in the Valley, and they're the winner of Best of State for 18 years. They've recently been officially named Best of Utah for their milkshakes, and you've just got to try their delicious train burger with an Oreo shake. They also have those yummy salads that just hit the spot. They've been proudly serving the Heber Valley for 75 years. That's the Dairy King, home of the train, serving deliciousness daily. So stop in today.
Wasatch High School Sports is on the radio.
Bottom of the third inning at Wasatch High School. Wasatch and Salem Hills tied 1-1. First home baseball game of the year for the Wasps. Third inning action brought to you by Mirror Lake Station, voted best donuts in Utah. Mirror Lake Station is your stop for gas, groceries, goodies, and more. Swing on by today and say hello in Mirror Lake Station, located in Camas.
What's your go-to donut over there, Ty?
Keep it simple. Just like a regular donut, Tyler, and put some white frosting on it. A little chocolate drizzle on top of the white frosting. It's about as good as it gets. They got great maple donuts over there, Tyler. They do one that's a peaches and cream one. I'm not a huge peaches fan, so I'll take the peach off and give it to someone else and then just eat the cream. So give me just the cream donut.
They're trying to help you out, Ty, to get you some fruit in with your donut so you don't feel as guilty when you eat the donut.
You like, though, quantity.
The fritter.
You're looking for quantity, right?
Oh, yeah.
The size of the fritter is unbelievable.
1-1 here in the bottom of the third. Wasatch gets out of a bases-loaded jam in the top of the third, brings up Crew Erickson, the top of the order for the Wasps. He'll be followed by Tragan Shaw and then Alex Gutierrez. Crew will take ball 1. He grounded out of the shortstop in his first at-bat. Wasatch so far only with 1 hit. They have produced 3 base runners due to a couple of walks from Miller. The 1-0. Misses outside, ball 2. Erickson comes in to the series hitting over 400. 11 runs scored on the year, a couple of doubles, a triple, and a home run. The 2-0. Misses again, ball 3. 3-0 now the count. Kind of a different – Wasatch likes to go after the first pitch, but they've done a good job of working the count early on in this ball game against Miller. 3-0, misses again. So a 4-pitch walk, third walk of the game for Miller. And Wasatch has a dangerous base runner on base at first base with Tragan Shaw coming up to the plate.
Yeah, and Coach Jacobson, his MO is be aggressive, and he's probably going to stick with that here, Tyler. But Miller's struggling to find the zone a little bit. He may give you second base if Crew is just looking for balls in the dirt. Wasatch is patient here for a couple more pitches.
Crew committed to play at Southern Utah University. Pickoff move, not in time. Tragan Shaw comes up to the plate. He's committed to play at Utah State Eastern. I was going to give you a hard time, Ty. You did pull the College of Eastern Utah on Tuesday.
You didn't say it when it happened. I know.
You were sitting in the sun. I was sitting in the shade. I was giving you,
Well, I noticed the next morning looking in the mirror, I must have had half the sun because half of my face is red and the other half wasn't. So whatever way it happened, it was nice to have some sunshine down there, Tyler.
Couple of pickoff moves not in time. Still no pitch here to Shaw. Miller comes set. Shaw sets in the box. The pitch is swung on. It's going to be a lazy ground ball down the first base side, fielded by the pitcher. Throws it over to Tragan. Works as a bunt. And that's the one where you're frustrated. Would say, I'd rather have a bunt. Then it doesn't go against my average. Right. It does do the job, though, as Crew advances to second base. And for the second straight inning, Wasatch is going to have 2 chances to get a runner in with a guy on second.
Yeah, this is a pretty good opportunity for the Wash. 3, 4, 5 coming up. These hitters for Wasatch, Tyler, all over 400 on the season, too. In fact, a couple of them flirting with the 500 mark that are coming up. That's Wilson and Zimmerman.
Crew is going to take third base.
Easy still, Tyler. Wow. He had Miller read well, and he gambled, and he was over halfway there before Miller delivered that ball home. Alex did a great job of recognizing it and backed off the pitch altogether, allowing Crew to get to third base.
It was a ball anyway, so 1-0 the count, and now a ball through the infield or even past the pitcher's mound as Salem Hill's not playing cutoff here with a 1-1 score. Swung on and missed. 1-1 now the count. Again, outfield playing shallow. That's the MO of these Region 9 teams, is to play your outfield shallow and make them beat you over the top. Wasatch hasn't been able to do that so far in this series. The 1-1 the count with 1 away and a runner on third. Wasatch trying to break the 1-1 tie. Swung on, up in the zone, and missed again, so that moves the count to 1-2. Alex Gutierrez is going to have to battle here with 2 outs. 2 strikes. Only 1 away. Miller comes set. Miller pausing. Now delivers the 1-2. Fastball. Gutierrez is able to get a piece of it, and he'll survive. Good piece of hitting there from Gutierrez. Ty kind of looked like Miller was trying to sell off speed, digging in the glove. Gutierrez stays with the fastball, is able to foul it off. Miller's had some control issues. In fact, Wasatch's lone run came on a wild pitch that was off of a curveball. See if Miller goes back to the curveball at all with this one with Crew on third base. 1-2 the count. Miller comes set, delivers. Back to the fastball and back to the foul ball as Gutierrez fouls that one off again.
Yeah, Alex, making sure we get a chance to talk about the Tony's Tacos
right.
foul ball, Tyler. Tony's Tacos, proud supporter of Wasatch High School Athletics, open since 2001.
I had me some Tony's Tacos after the game on Tuesday, Ty, and it was fabulous. Got me some steak tacos with some nachos. The 1-2. Swung on and fouled off again. That one goes a little bit closer to foul territory, but we'll reset at 1-2 after 3 straight foul balls.
Ty, the tacos are outstanding, but an underrated thing about Tony's Tacos is the salsa verde that they have there. Oh, just give me a side of that and can put that on anything.
1-2 the count. Gutierrez back in on the left-hand side. The pitch. And he gets him looking. Strike 3, and that's going to be 2 away. Big-time strikeout there from Miller. And that was a good spot, Ty, just at the bottom of the zone. That is strikeout number 2, both looking for Miller. It's going to bring up Chet Wilson, who walked in his first plate appearance, and this very well might be a conversation from the catcher of, hey, you got some space here. Don't give anything too good to Chet. Chet comes into the series. 5-14, 11 RBIs, 11 runs scored, 3 doubles, and a home run. He is well hitting on the left-hand side. 2 away, runner on third. Wasatch back-to-back innings with runners in scoring position. Have not been able to produce the last 2 innings. Fastball outside corner, no, ball 1. A couple of other Wasatch on campus. Ty Jack Bluth, playing down at Salt Lake Community College, already has 61 at-bats this year, 5 stolen bases, rotating duties at second base as a freshman. The 1-0, swung on and missed. Big swing there from Chet, misses it, and it's going to be 1-1. And then a shout-out to Nick Greenhot, has 25 plate appearances at Vassar College back in New York, has a home run and 3 RBIs and a .240 batting average. 1-1 the count here to Chet. Wasatch trying to break the tie. The pitch too far outside, moves count to 2-1. Trying to attack Chet on the outside part of the plate, but Chet is capable of going the opposite way.
Yeah, Miller hasn't had confidence in the breaking pitch. Tyler hasn't thrown it in a while. This would be the place to throw it here if you want to come with one against Wilson.
2-1 the count. The pitch, another swing and a miss. Moves the count to 2-2.
Looks like he's just going to keep getting after him with the fastball, Tyler. The Wasatch has struggled with it this inning. Hasn't been able to catch up to it.
Deuces here with 2 outs. Cole Zimmerman on deck. Again, Crew Erickson on first after a leadoff walk, a stolen base from second to third. The 2-2 tries to go back inside, misses, and that'll fill up the count at 3-2.
He's just rearing back and saying, come get it, Ty. But he's effectively wild at this point. He's missing pretty wildly, but he's around the zone enough that it makes it hard for the hitter to be comfortable with the fastball coming in.
The payoff with 2 outs, swung on, fouled off, and will reset. It's still 3-2 with, again, Crew on third base. 1-1 the score. Wasatch got out of a bases-loaded jam in the top of the third. Salem trying to get out of a jam here in the bottom of the third. Got a strikeout with a runner on third with 1 out. Now Chet trying to come out with a 2-out hit to score Crew. Miller comes set. The payoff. Misses high, ball 4. That's going to be the second walk of the game for Chet Wilson, and that'll bring up Cole Zimmerman, who grounded out to the second baseman. So runners on the corners for the Wasps with 2 away.
Feels like Cole's due here, Tyler, doesn't it? A nice little left center gap shot.
Comes into this game hitting 17 of 36. Again, grounded out to the second baseman, his first at bat. Takes ball 1 low and inside for the first pitch. 1-0 the count. See if Coach Jacobson gets aggressive with Wilson at first. Chet had a stolen base in the top of the first inning after he walked. The 1-0, Chet stays, swung on, just missed. 1-1 the count on the foul ball. Gage Sheesh on deck. Wasatch began the inning with a walk, a ground out that moved Crew to second. Crew then stole third. Chet will go on the pitch. Pump fake from Kay will allow Chet to go into second easily. So a 2-1 count on the ball that was up. And now Wasatch has 2 runners in scoring position. Another stolen base brought to you by Gravity Coalition, offering the best in bikes, skis, snowboards, skateboards, and more. Visit them at gravitycoalition.com. 2-1, 2 away. Zimmerman on the left-hand side. The swing, elevated foul, 2-2, now the count. So another deuces situation. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on second and a runner on third. 1-1 the score in the bottom of the third. Miller comes set. No look, high leg kick delivery, misses low, full count. Wasatch will wrap up their 3-game series against Salem Hills tomorrow. Where that will be is a great question. Could be at Salem, could be at Orem, could be at Price. The full count pitch to Cole. Inside. Oh, he rings him up on the inside corner. Cole thought he had ball 4 instead. Backwards K, number 3 on the game for Miller. No runs, no hits, no errors. 2 are left on base. It's still 1-1.
The 50s produced some great sound. That early rock and roll triggered so much emotion for so many. Here's another sound from that era. The dental drill triggers a whole different set of emotions. The sounds, the smells, feeling out of control, whatever keeps you from the dentist. At Dorius Dental, we get it. We focus on the little things. Distract yourself with your favorite episode of The Office, or crank up the 80s or 90s and let it take you back to another time. At Dorius Dental, we are sensitive to your needs. We are taking care of the little things so you can move on to more enjoyable things. Located in Gateway Plaza, Heber City.
Gucci Goo Barbecue in Heber Valley is a premier barbecue restaurant. You can choose from finger-licking ribs, poppin' andouille sausage, tasty chicken, tender brisket, delicious pork, and yummy street tacos. Friday night dates, take that significant other for the smoked prime rib that melts in your mouth. Family-friendly atmosphere where everyone is welcome, quick service for dine-in or takeout, great quality food, and great value for your money. That's Gucci Goo in Midway on Main Street.
And now, back to the action. Wasatch High School Sports on 94.5 The Peak.
Top of the fourth brought to you by Country Garden and Nursery, the only one-stop shop for everything garden and yard related in the Heber Valley. Stopped into their indoor plant shop for the Plant of the Month. 1-1 the score, both teams scoring one run in the top of the first. And Ty, not quite as clean as far as the strike percentage, but very similar to what we saw on Tuesday between these two schools, as both teams able to score one run in the first, and then pitchers have settled down and been able to work out of jams as we go into the fourth inning.
Yeah, it's taken longer to get to this point, hasn't it, Tyler? On Tuesday, we're about through six innings at this point in the game, only entering the fourth inning right now, and it's the same results on the scoreboard, but it's been harder to get there. Both pitchers have had to really work out of some jams. Salem's had the bases loaded, didn't come through. Zimmerman was able to get him out of it. Zim also had a couple runners on base with only one out in the first inning that he worked out of without giving up additional runs at that point. He did give up one before that point. And Miller's done the same thing. Last inning working out of a jam with runners on second and third. So the pitchers have come up clutch when they needed to, Tyler, and it's kept this one tight, 1-1 right now.
It'll be Trey Smith, Corbin Gold, and then the top of the order to Zach Nelson for the Skyhawks here in the top of the fourth. So 8-9-1. Smith struck out swinging his first at bat. He'll take ball one up in the zone to start off the inning. Give a shout out to Noah Turley, Ty, another Wasp on campus. 2 of 11 for Oklahoma State this year with a home run and an RBI. Swing and a miss from Gold moves the count to 1-1.
You a little surprised he's not seeing a little more time down there at Oklahoma State?
Yeah,
Ty?
a little bit, but I have no idea what Oklahoma State has, so I can't really give an educated
kind of where I'm at
opinion.
too, but he went from All-American at Yavapai 2 years ago hitting and transferred to Arizona where he was in and out of the lineup a little bit, but started over 30 games for the Wildcats and pretty inconsistently in the lineup down there for the Cowboys of Oklahoma State right now.
Oklahoma State's had a great start to the year, so it's hard to switch things up when you're having such a good start. Foul ball here, moves down to 1-2 to Trey Smith, the right fielder today for the Skyhawks. Pitch, tries to go off speed, misses high, so that moves the count back to 2-2. Some big news coming from ownership group or a potential ownership group here in Utah, Ty. This one's going to be swung. I'll come back to that. It's going to be shallow center field, and that's into the Bermuda Triangle. Nobody is able to come up with it. Good hustle out of the box from Smith, and that's going to be a double for Smith. That ball landed right in front of the outfielders and right behind Gutierrez at second base. So a leadoff double for the Skyhawks.
Yeah, Ty, ownership group. You're talking about baseball coming to
yeah.
Utah,
So
right?
proposal
Maybe get a professional baseball team.
That's right. So professional. There's been a lot of talk. The A's are having a hard time producing any sort of attendance at their games. The Rays and their facility, I think their lease is almost up as well. So there's been talks about teams moving cities, but then there's also been some discussion on expansion with Major League Baseball as well. This is going to earn a trip to the mound from Coach Watkins. This trip to the mound brought to you by Tony's Tacos. Best tacos in town, but that's not all they have. Stop in for their burritos, tortas, flautas, chili rellenos. Stop on in to Tony's Tacos there on Main Street. Proudly have been in business since 2001 in the Valley. Ty, do you think Major League Baseball, you think Salt Lake, Utah's ready for Major League Baseball?
Oh, Ty, I think they'd fill the stadium up. I really do. I think people love going to the Bees games. Obviously, that's not nearly as big of a stadium as what you'd have with an MLB park. But I think you look up and down the line, people love going to the games in Ogden there at Lindquist Field. The Owls down in Utah County, that was a destination for people. The Bees in Salt Lake. People up here in Heber Valley also love baseball. I think a team in Salt Lake would be very well received. I think it would be well supported too, Tyler. I think you'd have people all the way up to Idaho that would be interested in it, and just really all throughout the surroundings of this area. I hope it happens. I was online last night looking at what are season ticket prices across MLB, and some of them were terrifying how expensive it was. Others were a little more reasonable. Hopefully.
Well, and what Coach Fredericks brought up, Ty, is if you go in with 3 or 4 families to get season tickets, I mean, there's, 81 home games,
81
right?
home games,
and so you
yeah.
get 20 games if you go in and split it up. Bunt's going to be laid down here. Nobody's over at second base, or nobody's at first base, so a single again. So a bloop single, and then a single on the bunt, and runners on the corners with nobody out for Salem Hills.
That's a tough sequence there, Tyler. Not a good bunt. Pretty easy out there. Back to the pitcher. Gage Sheesh was crashing. Gutierrez wasn't over there in time. Not sure where the miscommunication happened between first or second. Don't know if Gage was supposed to stay home. The way Alex was wheeling over there, Tyler, seems like Gage probably was supposed to be crashing like that. And maybe Alex was just a little late getting there. Either way, Wasatch is in a little bit of trouble here. Runners on first and third. Nobody out.
Do have a defensive substitution. Zach Burdett has come into right field so that Crew Erickson can be getting loose here in the bullpen. So Zach Burdett in the game in right field. Strike here to the leadoff batter, Zach Nelson. No RBIs in the series, but has produced 2 runs. He's 0 for 2 with a ground out to the shortstop and a strikeout. Takes strike 1 and a swing and a miss on strike 2. Moves the count to 0-2. Wasatch worked out of a bases-loaded gem in the top of the third. Another gem here. Runners on the corners. Nobody out. 1-1 the score in the top of the fourth. Couple of looks. Runner goes on the 0-2. It's a ground ball to Ashton Gurney side, but it'll go foul, and we'll reset. Runner will go back to first base.
This is the toughest jam yet, Tyler, that a pitcher has faced. Nobody out with a runner on third scores over 90% of the time. It would take some really impressive stuff here from Cole to be able to work out of this jam.
0-2 the count. Runner back on first base. Doesn't go this time. Another ground ball literally to the right, same spot. Oh, Scott Haney showing some range. Able to pull up the bare hand. 0-2 still the count.
Ty, he's been around for 30-plus years. He knows what balls to take a chance on and which ones not. That slow roller, he's all over that.
That's a 4-stepper, though. I mean, that's showing some range. 0-2 the count. Nobody away. Cole takes a couple looks. Runner stays. This one's going to be roped to center field. Tragenshaw coming up. Makes the grab. No, it goes off the glove. Run will come in. And so still nobody away. First and second, nobody out with another run in. Tragan just looked like it was kind of a tough ball coming at him, probably a knuckleball coming at him, and just wasn't able to get it into the glove.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think he maybe got caught looking up a little early, Tyler. That ball pulling him in. You've got a runner who's going to be tagging at third, and I think Tragan might have just took a peek just maybe a little early to see if he could fire that ball at home. Uncharacteristic for sure for Shaw out there in center field.
So a bloop single into the Bermuda Triangle behind second base got this inning going, and then and that was a double, a single on a bunt that nobody was covering first base, and now a drop ball in the outfield. 1 run in, runners on first and second, still nobody away.
And I'm sure the conversation here for Wasatch as we take a minute for a defensive stop, Tyler, is what bunt defense to put on. Is expect another bunt here from Miller, try to get 2 more runners in scoring position with less than 2 outs.
Cole will come set. Gage is playing in front of the runner at first base. Both. Wasatch is going to crash. Third baseman was coming in. Shortstop was going over.
That's an interesting sequence, Tyler, because something was missed there. You call bunt defense, but you don't move until you see the bunt. And if you move early, often there's a pickoff play that's on there. And so maybe Cole missed the pickoff play because Chet Wilson standing on third base about the time that ball's to home. Ashton Gurney's about to get his teeth knocked out, standing about 20 feet away from the hitter as he's crashing, and the hitter's never once squared around to bunt. That looked like something was miscommunicated there for Wasatch.
Cole comes set. Same situation. Wasatch is going to crash. Now they're going with the pickoff move to second base, but easily gets back.
Well, and that's the problem, Tyler, is you do that the first time, And it looks off not just to me, but to Salem Hills as well. Now they're on high alert looking for the play. So Wasatch runs the same thing again, and the runner's nearly standing on second base because Salem's looking for it.
Cole will come set, takes a couple of looks, delivers. This one's going to be in the dirt. Carter does a good job of smothering it. Was the first pitch a ball as well? 2-0 the count. No, 1-1 the count. Umpire just signaled. I thought the first pitch was a strike, so 1-1 the count. Cole was able to land the first pitch for a strike. That one's a ball, so 1-1 the count. Still runners on first and second. Nobody out. 1 run already in the inning. 2-1 the lead. Almost the same spot. Carter goes down on the knees, blocks it. 2-1 now the count. Name ideas for the Major League team if Utah were to get a Major League team?
Well, I've seen a bunch out there, Tyler. I don't know if you've seen the renderings of the stadium.
Yeah,
by the
I've
power
seen the
plant
renderings.
with the smokestacks out there. So seen a few things to go with that. The Utah stacks out there. Not a big fan of that one myself.
The 2-1 is fouled off and moves the count to 2-2.
Also not a fan of having the smokestacks in the background of the stadium. You got world-class mountains around here. Let's put that in the background to look at. Let's not put some old smokestacks out there. There's some traditional ones. You know, the goals for the Seagulls, which has some Utah history, Tyler. You did something with the Great Salt Lake, of course. A name that's centered around that.
2-2, swing and a miss, strike 3 as he gets Miller swinging on a ball in the dirt. 1 away, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Wasatch Physical Therapy strikeouts for Zimmerman. It'll bring up the number 3 hitter, Cam Coburn. Grounded out, had a fielder's choice ground out his last at-bat, doubled through the 5-6 hole in his first at-bat. I think the one I like is Coach Fredericks over here, Ty, the Spikes. So either go Utah Spikes or the Salt Lake Spikes to honor the Golden Spike history. First pitch to Coburn, inside, corner, no, misses inside, ball 1.
About, you remember the old Grizzlies, the hockey team?
Yeah.
The Utah Grizz.
Is that allowed? Like I thought.
Now batting number 20, Charlie Cushing.
Pitch walk. Sulcer going way into the foul territory. Won't come up with it. So strike 1 here to Cushing. Wasatch playing double play depth up the middle with the corners playing in.
If you notice how Cushing stands here on the plate, Tyler, his batting stance is very quiet, but he gets closer to home plate than a normal hitter. And that's significant. He gets his toes just a couple inches off the chalk, Tyler. And so if you're a left-handed pitcher and that ball is tailing into the hitter, Cole can really get him off balance on the inside. If he starts a fastball on the inside part of the plate and lets it tail in, that's going to be really effective against Cushing here, because Cushing's swing doesn't protect the inside part of the plate that much. He's setting up to try to get his hands extended over the middle and outer half of the plate. And so if you're a left-handed hitter, I think the way to get Cushing out is to get inside on him.
1-1 the count as he misses with a curveball low. 1-1, bases loaded. Not big leads all around for Salem Hills. Gets him to wave at a curveball, fouls that one off, moves the count to 1-2. If they end up moving franchises, the A's or the Rays seem to be the two teams that are looking to possibly get out of Oakland and Tampa Bay. Would you like the Rays or the A's as the Utah team? The 1-2, swung on. This one's roped to right field. Burdette going over, makes the grab. No, he can't come up with it either. Back-to-back misses in the outfield, and Salem Hills is off and running. 1 run comes in, 2 runs comes in, 3 runs will come in on another missed opportunity in the outfield by Wasatch, and just like that, this 1-1 game has been broken open to a 5-1 lead for the Skyhawks.
But it's not been broken open by earning it for Salem Hills, Tyler. Error after error after error, and even some little bleeder hits. And there's some that didn't go down as errors, Tyler. That double that led off the inning, just to put perspective on that, Tyler, the batter is nearly standing on second base by the time that ball comes down. For that ball not to be caught is really tough for Wasatch. And so you've got a couple errors in the outfield between Shaw and now Burdette, but you also have another ball that should have been caught earlier in the inning. And so you've got 3 outs right there alone that you've left on the board. It's really hard to beat a top 5 team in the state like Salem if you're going to give them 6 outs per inning. And that's what Wasatch is doing right here.
We do have a pitching change. Crew Erickson will be on the mound. We'll take a break. We'll come back. Wasatch 1, Salem 5 here in the top of the 4th.
You might be used to having someone ask you the question, what is it that you need? I think that's limiting. I'm going to take you through a 6-step process. And it's simply answering questions. And it might not just be home. It might be that you want that fancy new car. It might be that you want trips. It's your list. What is it that you really, really want?
Call Tom Stone at Guild Mortgage in Heber City.
Tom Stone, MLS 257849. Guild Mortgage Company is an equal housing lender. MLS 3274. All loans are subject to underwriter approval. Terms and conditions may apply. Subject to change without notice.
Hi, this is Nicole with Mountain Refined Furnishings and Flooring. And if you didn't know, we've recently partnered with Mattress Warehouse of Utah to bring you the largest selection of mattresses around. The team at Mountain Refined prides themselves on making your home a place where you love to be. We offer a large selection of furnishings, flooring, window treatments, gifts, decor, and so much more. If you haven't been by lately, stop and check it out. You'll be pleasantly surprised. We're located at 480 North Main Street.
Heber City Point S is locally owned and operated by Larry Rhodes and Brad Hyatt. They offer the best brand tires at low prices with extensive knowledge and experience of repair and services with no pressure sales. Only what you need. They've been taking care of cars, trucks, and trailers for over 20 years. No appointment needed, conveniently located, free shuttle service, and free Wi-Fi. Take $5 off your next visit when you tell them 94.5 The Peak sent you over. That's Heber City Point S.
A UCCU home equity line of credit puts your home's equity to work for you. Finish your basement or yard and raise your home's value. Pay off higher interest, help with college or weddings. It's peace of mind knowing that you have a low-rate line of credit ready for whatever, whenever. UCCU will also provide you with a home equity Visa card, giving you instant access to your equity. Learn more or start your application today at uccu.com or stop by any branch. UCCU. Love where you bank.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
KTMP, Heber City, and live sports coverage with Ty and Ty.
Crew Erickson comes onto the mound for the Wasps, trailing 5-1 after giving up 4 runs here in the top of the 4th inning. Crew on the season with 6 2/3 innings pitched, a 2.1 ERA, 3 walks and 8 Ks. He's been one of the better control guys for the Wasps out of the bullpen. 1-1 the count here to Holt. Back-to-back-to-back curveballs. He lands 2 of them, so 1-2 now the count. Pitching change brought to you by Tony's Tacos, offering the best tacos, chili rellenos, burritos, flautas. They're on Main Street. Probably have been in business since 2001. 1-2, Crew comes set. Couple of looks, delivers the 1-2, goes back to a curveball. 4 straight off-speed pitches, and that's a swing and a miss, and another Wasatch Physical Therapy strikeout for the Wasps.
Yeah, that's not normal for Crew either, Tyler. He likes to come with a fastball. He's got a live arm. Salem not going to be looking for those breaking pitches and effective. If he's throwing those for a strike, get a lot of outs.
2 away now here in the top of the 4th. He's going to bring up Roper K, the catcher. He's got 2 strikeouts himself. He's going to swing at the first pitch. Ground ball to Wilson. Wilson across the diamond. Cole with a nice grab. And he stays on the bag, and that'll do it for the top of the 4th. But Salem pushes 4 across on 2 hits, 2 errors. 1 runner is left on base. It's 5-1 as we go into the bottom of the 4th.
Napa know-how.
Your local Napa Auto Parts, Wasatch Auto Parts at 105 North Main Street in Heber City stocks auto parts, tools and equipment, and many other items for heavy-duty trucks, marine, and farming equipment. Stop in today at Wasatch Auto Parts, 105 North Main Street in Heber City, a proud sponsor of Wasatch Wasps Sports.
Napa know-how.
Dan Sluga at Wasatch Bank Flooring is extending his services to include quality paint products to complete your home remodeling needs. Locally owned and operated, Dan and his team can help you find the right flooring for your home with quality products from Mohawk, Shaw, Target, Godfrey Hirst, and many more. Since 2009, they've been exceeding their customers' needs by helping them select flooring that fits both their lifestyle and budget. They've got you covered at Wasatch Bank Flooring and Paint.
This is live coverage of Wasatch High School sports on 94.5 The Peak.
Bottom of the 4th inning at Wasatch High School, brought to you by Gravity Coalition, offering the best in bikes, skis, snowboards, skateboards, and more in Heber Valley. Personalized service and sale for the gear you love. Visit Gravity Coalition in Midway, Utah, or gravitycoalition.com. This is a cool shop. Wasatch trailing 5-1 to Salem Hills as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. I didn't have a chance in that inning to really get your full thoughts. What's your name choice? Where do you want to go? You said you like the Spikes.
I like the Spikes. What about some fictional baseball teams? So like the Salt Lake Knights, the New York Knights from The Natural. Go somewhere along those lines. Sandlot was filmed in Utah. So what about you go
Benny the Jet?
Benny's? Yeah, or the Beasts, like the Beasts, right?
Oh.
Like the Beasts that was behind
How about
the
the
outfield
Smalls,
there.
like the Salt Lake Smalls? Do something with that.
Hercules,
the Jets,
wasn't that the name of the dog?
The airport, the Salt Lake Jets, but it's Benny the Jet Rodriguez.
Yeah, so you could play with that one a little bit.
You might have something with the Sandlot, right?
Something with Sandlot. I like something with the Sandlot.
The Salt Lake Hambinos.
Ooh, that's a good. Gage Sheesh will lead off the inning. Miller still on the mound for the Skyhawks. Gage walked in his first at bat. He's 1 for 3 in the series. Comes into the series hitting .350. 1-0 the count with Landon Carter on deck. Swings at this one. It's going to be elevated to shallow right field. This one's in that Bermuda Triangle zone. A little bit of miscommunication in the outfield, but the right fielder is able to come up with the grab. 1 away for the Skyhawks.
Ty, there is a team in Utah that's named their mascot after a former player. The Darts. A lot of people think the Davis Darts are like darts like a playing game. It's not. It's after a running back that was named Dart there nearly a century ago is where that comes from. I think the Browns, isn't that after Jim Brown? That's where the name comes from. So it's not unheard of to have teams be named after someone.
Utah baseball greats. Who comes to mind when you talk about Utah baseball greats? The Guthries.
There's not a ton
Jeremy
that have come
Guthrie,
out of Utah,
BYU pitcher that won a World Series.
Dale Murphy's got to be the top of the list.
Murphys.
The Murphs.
Lazy fly ball to the second baseman here from Carter is also caught easily. So 2 away here in the bottom of the 4th. Pay tribute to Larry H. Miller, the Millers, with all the money and all the support he's had, bring AAA baseball here. Ashton Gurney will come up. He struck out looking in his first at bat. He's 1 for 4 on the series. He'll take ball 1. Wasatch trails 5-1, trying to answer the 4-run fourth that Salem Hill is able to put up. But back-to-back pop-outs for the Wasps now have 2 away here in the bottom of the fourth. 1-0 the pitch. That one's low. Ball 2. 2-0 now the count.
Talking to Rob Fredericks over here, though, Tyler, he said he's very much against the Pioneers. Where do you stand on that, the Utah Pioneers?
Too much Lehigh, right?
Lehigh got away with it, right? I mean, the Lehigh Pioneers, that's been there
I know, I'm
solid
saying
for a while.
that's been, I mean, not recently, but back in the day, that was a rival. Like, I don't know if I could support a Pioneer just because of the Lehigh Pioneer rivalry. 2 on the count after a called strike on the third pitch of the at-bat. 2-1 pitch, that one's in there as well. 2-2 now the count. Covered wagons, the hand carts.
Now I think we're stretching.
2-2 the count. To Gurney. High leg kick, delivers. That one's inside, ball 3. Full count.
That one's high and tight. Usually the traditional sense is you're coming back low on the outside part of the plate after a pitch like that. I'm not sure that was intentional from Miller.
Miller's still just gone fastball, and Wasatch hasn't been able to barrel him up. That one's going to be swung on. Ground ball to the hole in third base. Stops, throws across the diamond. Not in time. Ashton Gurney able to leg out an infield single. Pretty good play there from Cushing, but Gurney's able to get down the line, and Wasatch has a runner on base with 2 outs.
Yeah, had Cushing made that play, Tyler, I don't know if I would have ever seen a play like that in high school baseball. That ball deep down the line on third base.
And not hard, right? Kind of a slow
hopper.
topper.
Yeah, to even make that play and fire that ball over and have a chance is pretty impressive there from Cushing.
It's going to bring up Carter Bucad, lined out to the first baseman. Probably the best ball that's been hit by the Wasps today. Just went right to the first baseman. Ball outside. Gurney got a good lead at first base, but he'll scamper back to the bag. 1-0 the count.
Had a few flybys here, Tyler. Probably heard that on the air. 3 or 4 that have come by pretty low today.
1-0 the count here to Bucad. High leg kick. Swung on. This one goes to right center field. Think it's a little bit too high. Center fielder's going to go over and make the grab. And that'll do it for the bottom of the fourth. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner is left on base. 5-1 as we go into the fifth.
Timberline Ace Hardware is your full-line Benjamin Moore paint store. Visit them for your home projects, business-to-business, and contractor needs. And remember to ask about their delivery services. And they're looking for some cashiers. Apply today. And get your Carhartt wear, your cool outdoor clothing, and Wrangler jeans. Timberline Ace Hardware, located west of the Wasatch Wasps football stadium at 737 South Main Street, serving the Heber Valley for over 50 years.
Hi, I'm Stacy McKay, branch manager at Bank of Utah. Everyone here at Bank of Utah believes that we are an extension of our community. Not only do we craft banking solutions to help families and businesses in our area, we boost the community by proudly supporting local organizations like Wasatch High School. Because when our communities thrive, we all thrive. Come see me at our Heber branch and experience community banking at its best. Bank of Utah is an equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Well, folks, spring is near, but have no fear. Country Gardens and Nursery is here for your everyday garden supplies, decor, and more. From our personal gardener to our new bulk yard, where we offer large variety of soil, mulches, and decorative rock. Come see what we have in store. Country Gardens and Nursery, 1401 South, US 189. We'll see you soon and hope to put you in bloom.
Wasatch High School Sports is on the radio.
Fifth inning action is brought to you by Guild Mortgage. Tom Stone at Guild Mortgage and his team will help you find the perfect mortgage that fits your situation. It will be painless and easy. Crew Erickson still on the mound for the Wasps. We have a defensive substitution in right field. Max Walker comes into the game after throwing the gem on Tuesday. Wasn't able to get the win, but threw a great game for the Wasps. 5-1 the score for the Skyhawks. Strike one is in there. To the number 7 hitter, Kaysen Everett, who's had a good day at the plate, a single, and then flew out to left field.
Well, about halfway through the series, Tyler, what you just said has really been the story. Pitching's been really good. It's not been the reason Wasatch has struggled in the first 2 games here against Salem. It's been errors out in the field that has gotten them in this one.
Couple of balls after a first pitch strike, moves the count to 2-1. 4 errors today for the Wasps. A couple of throwing errors and then a couple of mishaps in the outfield. 2-1, goes back to the curveball. It lands it for a strike. Moves the count to 2-2. Give a couple of Wasp on campus updates. Kendall Purdy down at Slick is having a great freshman campaign. Isn't starting a lot of games, but is hitting .682 in the 22 at-bats that she's had this year. A double, a triple, 5 RBIs, and 9 stolen bases for the Bruins. Full count after a miss low. Payoff pitch, swung on, right back to Crew. Crew's able to make a nice grab, underhands it to Zimmerman. 1 away here in the top of the 5th. Man, Everett's been on it, Ty. He had a nice single the first inning and then had a nice barrel to left field, and then he smoked that one right back to the pitcher. It's been a good bat at the bottom of the lineup for the Skyhawks. Going to bring up Trey Smith. Trey Smith struck out in his first at-bat and then had the double into the Bermuda Triangle, ended up scoring and starting the big inning in the top of the 4th last inning. Crew working out of the windup, goes with the fastball in there for strike 1.
Ty, you already mentioned back on the air tomorrow for Game 3 of these two teams. Still not quite sure where that one will end up, but I think can feel pretty confident saying expect Blake Smith to start that one. Or Sweat, excuse me, Smith, that's a throwback, right? Old Wasatch player there. Blake Sweat should be getting the start here as the number 3 pitcher.
1-1 fastballs roped foul down the third base side. 1-2 now the count.
I bet Blake Smith still got a good inning or two left in the arm, Ty.
Another softball Wasp on campus type, Paige Armendariz hitting .280 in 25 at-bats with a home run and 7 RBIs down at UVU. Also has pitched 5 2/3 innings for the Wolverines. The 1-2 curveball misses high, moves count to 2-2. Wasatch on a little bit of a skid, lost 2 straight games, lost Game 3 against Provo and lost Game 1 against Salem Hills, and now find themselves down 5-1. Misses badly on that curveball, and that'll fill up the count at 3-2.
Yeah, Ty have lost 3 out of 4 region games at this point, 4 out of their last 5, if you go back and include that Salem Hills game in St. George.
Swung on, it's going to be a ground ball to Chet. Chet fields it clean, throws it across the diamond in time. 2 away on the 6-3 putout. Bring up the number 9 hitter, Corbin Goal. Popped out to the third baseman and then had a single on a bunt back in the top of the 4th inning. Single on a bunt. That wasn't a great bunt, but Wasatch just simply didn't have anybody covering first base. And then again, that led to the big inning for Salem Hills there in the 4th. 2 away. Crew misses high with the fastball. Ball 1.
Ty, I know some people aren't huge fans of turf baseball fields. I love what it's done for Wasatch here having the turf. I feel like you get such better baseball just because of the confidence of the infielders as they approach the ball that's coming at them. They're just not expecting bad hops. You don't get bad hops on the turf, and I feel like the games just are so much more clean and more pure here as far as playing the game in the infield.
3 straight balls here to Goal, the number 9 hitter for Salem Hills, so 3-0 the count. Crew's been good. He's retired all 4 batters that he's faced. Strikeout, ground out, 2 ground outs to the shortstop and 1 ground out himself. Is able to come back with a strike there, so that moves the count to 3-1.
I bring up the turf because Chet Wilson has been so good since moving over to shortstop. Ty, he's been excellent there, but on that ball in particular, he's just approaching it with such confidence.
Ball's going to be elevated to left field. Tad Solster will come up and make the grab. So Wasatch gets their first physical at the pit stop goose egg inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody is left on base. It's still 5-1, and we'll keep it here for the 5th inning stretch. Once again brought to you by Tom Stone and Guild Mortgage. I'll throw it over to you, Ty, for the scoring recap.
Yeah, Ty, well, this one started similar to how Game 1 started. Both Salem and Wasatch scored 1 run in the first inning. Salem was able to score 1. And actually Cole Zimmerman did a good job minimizing there, Tyler. They had 1 run across and runners on second and first with only 1 out. Zimmerman was able to work his way out of the jam and hold the Skyhawks to only 1 run. Then to go to the bottom of the first inning, Crew Erickson got out, but then Tragan Shaw got a high chopper infield single, was able to steal second base, take third base on a ground ball to the shortstop and then steal home on a pass ball, and that's how Wasatch got their first run. At that point, it became a pitcher duel. Both teams had moments with runners in scoring position, but over the next couple innings, no team could score, and the score remained 1-0 until we went to the top of the fourth, where Ayers ruled supreme. 3 different batters for Salem Hills were able to make it on base on balls that had no business being hits. Errors all over the place in that inning, and one of them was huge, an error with the bases loaded on a ball hit to right field that ended up scoring all 3 runners that were on base. A huge moment that swung this game in the wrong direction for Wasatch. Salem put a 4 spot on the board, and they now lead 5-1. Wasatch was not able to score in the bottom of the fourth, and there at the top of the fifth, Wasatch does hold Salem scoreless. So it's really been a good pitcher's duel in this one. It's been the errors that have mostly allowed the runs to come across.
That recap brought to you by the Gordon Law Group, your full-service local law firm practicing in all areas of the law. They take pride in saying, yeah, we do that. Top of the order up for the Wasps. It'll be Erickson, Shaw, Gutierrez. Erickson grounded out of the shortstop and walked in his second at bat. He's now 1 for 5 in the series, but does have one of the 2 runs scored by Wasatch in the series. Takes ball 1, takes ball 2. The 5th inning action brought to you by Wasatch Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine, your rehabilitation specialist dedicated to your total recovery from all injuries. Let Dan Ivey and his team get you back to 100%. 2-0, now the strike on the inside part of the play moves the count to 2-1. Five to 1 the score. Wasatch trying to get themselves back into the ball game. Very similar games. Wasatch, Salem were deadlocked at 1-1 before Salem was able to produce 2 runs in the 5th inning of game 1, ended up winning that game 3-1. Now Salem able to produce 4 runs in the 4th, making the score 5-1 here in the bottom of the 5th. High for ball 3, moves count to 3-1 with Tragan Shaw on deck. Three-1 the count. Pitch. That one's in there for strike 2. No.
Didn't call it. And everyone, I think, in this vicinity thought that was a strike other than the umpire, Ty.
And Coach Haney's going to come out of the dugout, and I'm not sure where that pitch was. I mean, we were up here in the booth, but I had that called as strike 2.
I think the umpire has it low, Tyler. I think that's probably where he would argue that one on that pitch. So Coach Haney's going to come take the ball from Miller. He's done. And they're going to go to the closer, Tyler, try to get an extended close. Maybe this will be a hold situation as you've still got 9 outs you need to get if you're Salem Hills. But there will be a pitching change.
Let's go and take a break. Wasatch trails 5-1, and we're into the bullpen for the Skyhawks. We'll be back after this.
Are you ready for lunch? The Dairy King, home of the train, is serving the best food with friends and family in the Valley, and they're the winner of Best of State for 18 years. They've recently been officially named Best of Utah for their milkshakes, and you've just got to try their delicious train burger with an Oreo shake. They also have those yummy salads that just hit the spot. They've been proudly serving the Heber Valley for 75 years. That's the Dairy King, home of the train, serving deliciousness daily. So stop in today.
The 50s produced some great sound. That early rock and roll triggered so much emotion for so many. Here's another sound from that era. The dental drill triggers a whole different set of emotions. The sounds, the smells, feeling out of control, whatever keeps you from the dentist at Dorius Dental, we get it. We focus on the little things. Distract yourself with your favorite episode of The Office, or crank up the 80s or 90s and let it take you back to another time. At Dorius Dental, we are sensitive to your needs. We are taking care of the little things so you can move on to more enjoyable things. Located in Gateway Plaza, Heber City.
Gucci Goo Barbecue in Heber Valley is a premier barbecue restaurant. You can choose from finger-licking ribs, poppin' andouille sausage, tasty chicken, tender brisket, delicious pork, and yummy street tacos. Friday night dates, take that significant other for the smoked prime rib that melts in your mouth. Family-friendly atmosphere where everyone is welcome, quick service for dine-in or takeout, great quality food, and great value for your money. That's Gucci Goo in Midway on Main Street.
And now, back to the action. Wasatch High School Sports on 94.5 The Peak.
Pitching change brought to you by Tony's Tacos. Best tacos in town, but that's not all they have. Stop in for their burritos, chili rellenos, flautas, and tortas. They're on Main Street. Have probably been in business since 2001. It'll be Tragan Shaw who will face off against Kaysen Averett. Was DHing today. He's got 7 1/3 innings pitched on the year with a 3.82 ERA. And, Ty, that's good enough for 6th best on the team if you're on Salem Hills side. A 3.82 ERA. Is not even the 5th best ERA on the Salem Hills team to show what kind of a staff they're putting out there. Wasatch does have the leadoff guy on, Crew Erickson, with his 2nd walk of the day. Wasatch has stranded twice runners in scoring position with less than 2 outs. That one's going to be swung on. It's a ground ball up the middle. Coburn gobbles it up, steps on the bag, throws it across the diamond, and just like that, a 6-3 double play, and Wasatch has 2-way here in the bottom of the 5th.
Ball's hit pretty well, Ty, but Coburn's good over there at shortstop. Read it very well off the bat with the angle. Easy double play, stepping across the bag and throwing it over to first.
Alex Gutierrez will come up. He's grounded out and struck out. He's going to swing the first pitch as well. It's to the third baseman who throws it across the diamond in time, and Wasatch is retired.
That's about as efficient as yet. Two pitches for 3 outs.
Get out.
That's a pretty good relief job there from Averett.
No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. 5-1 as we go into the top of the 6th.
You might be used to having someone ask you the question, what is it that you need? I think that's limiting. I'm going to take you through a 6-step process, and it's simply answering questions. And it might not just be home. It might be that you want that fancy new car. It might be that you want trips. It's your list. What is it that you really, really want?
Call Tom Stone at Guild Mortgage in Heber City.
Tom Stone, MLS 257849. Guild Mortgage Company is an equal housing lender. MLS 3274. All loans are subject to underwriter approval. Terms and conditions may apply. Subject to change without notice.
Hi, this is Nicole with Mountain Refined Furnishings and Flooring. And if you didn't know, we've recently partnered with Mattress Warehouse of Utah to bring you the largest selection of mattresses around. The team at Mountain Refined prides themselves on making your home a place where you love to be. We offer a large selection of furnishings, flooring, window treatments, gifts, decor, and so much more. If you haven't been by lately, stop and check it out. You'll be pleasantly surprised. We're located at 480 North Main Street.
Heber City Point S is locally owned and operated by Larry Rhodes and Brad Hyatt. They offer the best brand tires at low prices with extensive knowledge and experience of repair and services with no-pressure sales. Only what you need. They've been taking care of cars, trucks, and trailers for over 20 years. No appointment needed, conveniently located, free shuttle service, and free Wi-Fi. Take $5 off your next visit when you tell them 94.5 The Peak sent you over. That's Heber City Point S. Wasatch High School Sports is on the radio.
Top of the 6th brought to you by Gucci Goo Barbecue. From the words of Gucci Goo's customers, this barbecue is super good. The nachos on Sunday were amazing, and we definitely ate more than we should have. We'll definitely be back here again. Leading off for the Skyhawks will be, I'll switch my paper around, the top of the order, Zach Nilsson. 0 for 3 on the day, but did reach and score on an error in the top of the 4th. Ground ball up the middle, and that's going to get through. A single for Nilsson, his 2nd hit of the series. And Salem Hills back in business with the leadoff runner on base. I talked about fictional baseball teams. Who would you take as the best fictional baseball player? So movies, baseball players. Who comes to mind as some of the best fictional baseball players?
Oh, man. Let's throw out some options here, Tyler. You already brought up The Natural and Roy Hobbs. Quote the movie there, the best there ever was, right? I mean, it's hard to beat Roy Hobbs.
The thing with Roy is he only had 1 year, right? Like he was hampered by injury, some off-the-field issues, and so you got to take that into account with Roy. But his year had to have been one of the best years.
Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson, if he plays a full career, maybe the greatest ever, right?
Both hitting. I mean, he's Shohei, right? Hitting and pitching, right? What's going into the majors as a pitcher.
So you've got that.
0-2 the count here to Miller.
Good baseball movies, right? So, I mean, your other ones, let's go to.
Runner goes on the 0-2. This one's going to be smoked to the 5-6 hole. Chet can't get it. Runner was on the run, so he's going to go from first to third. Throw goes to third base. That's going to allow Miller to advance to first, and that's going to actually go out of play. The ball's going to squirt under the fence on the third base side as well. So it's going to end up with the runner on third base on a ball that was through the 5-6 hole, and the runner on first will score. So that's going to be another run in. 6-1 now the score for the Skyhawks.
So I was looking down on the book.
So
Throw from Solser.
So single and then a throwing error from Solser that gets away will allow all the runners to advance, and again ends up with a runner on third. Nobody on base for the number 3 hitter, Cam Coburn, who has a double, a fielder's choice ground out, and a walk, has scored 1 run in the game. Swing and a miss there from Coburn. Crew Erickson still on the mound up until that single to lead off the inning. He had retired 5 straight batters, but now back-to-back singles, and Salem Hills back in business. That ball is going to be elevated foul. So 0-2 the count now to the shortstop.
Back to your question, you've got to go Roy Hobbs, maybe Benny the Jet in the Sandlot.
Rodriguez made
right?
it to the majors.
You go to major league. You've got Ricky Wild Thing Vaughn, right? That's pretty impressive. Willie Mays Hayes.
Backwards K there from Crew Erickson as he gets the curveball in there for a strike, and Coburn goes down looking. Another Wasatch Physical Therapy strikeout. 1 away here in the top of the 6th. It's going to bring J.W. out of the dugout. Yeah, so Major League, you got, as you said, Wild Thing, and then you also have Willie Mays Hayes, the catcher there, had a good career. I forget his name. That was the catcher. One's a sneaky one, Ty, that I hadn't thought of was Billy Chappell. Won a World Series with the Detroit Tigers for love of the game and finished his career throwing a perfect game. Pretty good starter to put on the mound if you want to go there. I think won some Cy Youngs in that movie.
Tigers, right? I mean,
but won a World Series with the Tigers. Ty, if you remember the movie, won a World Series. Was the World Series MVP for the Tigers.
Oh, is that what it was? Here's one that's a little bit off the radar for you, Tyler. Dottie Hinson. Does that ring a bell to you?
League of Their Own. Yeah, that's a great
That's
pick.
a heck of a ball player right
great
there.
Pick.
So that one's a good one over here. Henry Rowan Gardner. If you want to go to Rookie of the Year,
you got to get him with a broken
arm. That
arm,
guy's
right?
got
He's
an
done
Aroldis Chapman fastball over there.
Again, you got him for 1 year. You got to pick what's the best year to take him.
You said greatest player ever, right? Fictional player. You didn't say there had to be a time frame.
Well, if you're going greatest player ever, I'm going to go Roy Hobbs.
I think that's
struck out the whammer and hit.
Do you have a Bad News Bear player that you could throw out there? just one of these wild cards over here. It'd probably be from Major League, right? Willie Mays Hayes is your Bad News Bears type player.
All right, Crew's going to stay in the ball game. It's going to bring up Charlie Cushing hitting from the left-hand side. Crew lands the strike. Cushing has reached on the air twice and singled it in another at bat. So he's reached base every time. He had the ball that was hit to right field that ended up getting by the right fielder in the 4th that brought in 3 runs. Another curveball is going to be swung on and fouled down the first base side.
Erickson on the year continues to be really good in relief, Tyler. Wasatch hasn't used him as a starter yet. They've used him for long-term relief and closing. He's been good everywhere they've tried him on the mound.
Goes with the fastball. Does he get the outside corner? No, he doesn't. 1-2 now the count. Still 1 away with a runner on third base. Wasatch so far has been able to hold Salem just 1 run. And that's going to bring Coach Jacobson. And I think they're looking at pitch count here, Ty. How much is he at?
That was pitch 34.
So they want to keep him to be able to throw tomorrow, Ty, is what's going on here. With the lead at 6-1, I think they're going to sit Crew. You've had Bucad, Bo Jones, and Gage all throwing in the bullpen. So it looks like Bo Jones is going to come in mid-batter. 1-2 the count with 1 away and a runner on third base. Let's go ahead and are we going to keep it here?
Well, I was going to explain this for a moment, Ty. So how this works, you get 75 pitches between 2 days. If you throw over 35 pitches in a single day, you cannot come back and throw the next day. That's the pitch count rule. But if you throw under 35 pitches, then you can have a combination of up to 75 pitches over 2 days. So that'll leave Crew with, 41 pitches tomorrow that he can throw if they need him in a closing relief situation. So that's why the change is being made right here.
Bo Jones will come into the mound. We'll go ahead and take a break. We come back. Bo Jones trying to keep this lead at 5 for Salem Hills to score 6-1. Wasatch trails in the top of the 6th.
A UCCU home equity line of credit puts your home's equity to work for you. Finish your basement or yard and raise your home's value. Pay off higher interest, help with college or weddings. It's peace of mind knowing that you have a low-rate line of credit ready for whatever, whenever. UCCU will also provide you with a home equity Visa card, giving you instant access to your equity. Learn more or start your application today at uccu.com or stop by any branch. UCCU. Love where you bank.
Napa know-how.
Your local Napa Auto Parts, Wasatch Auto Parts at 105 North Main Street in Heber City stocks auto parts, tools and equipment, and many other items for heavy-duty trucks, marine, and farming equipment. Stop in today at Wasatch Auto Parts, 105 North Main Street in Heber City, a proud sponsor of Wasatch Wasps Sports.
Dan Sluga at Wasatch Back Flooring is extending his services to include quality paint products to complete your home remodeling needs. Locally owned and operated, Dan and his team can help you find the right flooring for your home with quality products from Mohawk, Shaw, Target, Godfrey Hirst, and many more. Since 2009, they've been exceeding their customers' needs by helping them select flooring that fits both their lifestyle and budget. They've got you covered at Wasatch Back Flooring and Paints.
And now, back to the action. Wasatch High School Sports on 94.5 The Peak.
Pitching change. Bo Jones on the mound for the Wasps. Comes in with a 1-2 count with one away here in the top of the sixth. Wasatch trails 6-1. One run already in here in the top of the sixth inning. Jones was the winning pitcher against Woods Cross through 7 scoreless innings in that one. Gets a ground ball right back to him. Runner's going to go ahead and go in, and Jones thought there was 2 outs, Ty, so the runner's going to come in. Jones was heading to the dugout, not realizing there was only one away, so he gets the out, but Salem Hill is able to score on the ground ball back to the pitcher.
I know, and I about jumped through the window on that, didn't I, Tyler? So there's a lot going on there on that. Coming in that sequence, that's tough for a pitcher to know your situation, but that's the job. Coach has got to tell him. Umpire tells you right before, hey, you've got this many outs.
Runner on third base.
And so you should know beforehand, and they just gave another cheap free one across the board. Salem ran into an out. They were going to gift you a nice out to get out of the inning, minimizing. And I'd say, Tyler, if I'm a coach, I'm going to point largely at the catcher there, too. You know, the catcher's got to get up and demand that ball be thrown home. So I was watching Carter after that, and I think he was doing that, Tyler. And in his response, he kind of had this look like, oh, man, how did that ball not end up home? Either way, the run comes across. Nobody on the bases.
Yeah, bases are now cleared. We're going to bring up Holt, who's got a 1-1 count. He'll take strike 2, so 1-2 now the count. This is actually a pinch hitter. Number 15 into the game for Salem Hills is going to be Boston Gardner. He's 1 for 5 on the year with a couple of RBIs. 1-2, and that one's going to get away from Jones. You heard that hit the backstop. Just a bit outside. 2-2 now the count.
You've been talking about fictional baseball movies. Which one does that come from? Is that the major league line? Just a bit outside?
Yeah, just a bit outside. 2-2 the count. 2 away here in the top of the sixth. Tries to go back outside, but too high outside, and we've got a full count. Wasatch began the game with Cole Zimmerman, who threw well, probably his best outing of the year, but a tough fourth inning where Wasatch gave up some freebies, gave up 4 runs in that inning. And then here in this inning, a couple of singles to get things going, and then a couple of throwing errors. And Salem Hills has been able to produce 2 more runs in this one, and we sit at 7-1. That's going to be a walk, and so that'll bring up Roper K. He's got 2 Ks and a ground out to the shortstop. He's 1 for 5 in the series so far. Actually, this is another pinch hitter. It's going to be Chase D. Griffin-Reed, who had 1 strikeout yesterday in his plate appearance. I keep saying yesterday. It was Tuesday. This ball is going to be a ground ball at the umpire. Gutierrez is going to bobble it, and it's not going to be in time. So another error and another freebie as it continues to compound for the Wasps. And that'll bring up another pinch hitter. Kason Everett. Sorry, I was off one. So Kason Everett's going to come up to the plate, and he's had a good day at the plate. A couple of barrels, flew out to left field, ground out to the pitcher on a sharply hit ground ball, and singled in his first at bat. So first and second, 2 away for the Skyhawks.
They've re-entered Holt in there to run at second base, Tyler.
Bo, been able to fill up the zone, does have 1 walk, a couple of ground balls. Takes a couple of long looks, now delivers. That one's in there for a strike. 0-1 the count. Game 3 is supposed to be tomorrow, either at Salem Hills High School, Orem High School, or it might be down at Utah State Eastern down in Price, depending on how much moisture those fields down in Utah County get today.
Well,
that one's going to be in the dirt ball one.
It's a little silly not to play it up here, Tyler, if you ask me. If you've got the field available.
Well, I think how the Salem Hills
to give Wasatch the advantage of 2 home games.
I think if you ask the Salem Hills infield if they'd like to play up here, I think they'd definitely say yes. They played very well. 1-1 the count, 2 away. Slide step. That one gets the inside corner, moves the count to 1-2.
Yeah, a drive to Price, not nearly as bad for Salem as it is for Wasatch, right? That's one we're hoping to avoid a little bit.
Yeah.
Orem would obviously be an ideal location in between, but we'll see if Salem's field's ready. It's tough for them out there in those swamplands with all the melt and runoff.
Averett's going to go with this one, but it'll go foul down the right field line, so 1-2 will stay the count. Averett, only a junior, came into today hitting 4 of 13. But he's had himself a good day, good series. He's got a couple of hits and a run scored. Bo Jones comes set again, 1-2 the count. Runners on first and second. A long look, delivers. This one's going to be a ground ball back to Jones. Jones will bobble it, picks it up with the bare hand, is able to get it over to Zimmerman in time. But Salem Hills scores 2 on 2 hits, 1 error, and 2 are left on base. It's 7-1 as we go into the bottom of the 6th.
Hi, this is Audra with Wasatch Behavioral Health and the Caring Community Coalition. Did you know when kids feel close to their parents, they are more likely to listen to them when they set clear boundaries about alcohol and drugs? Doing things with your children they are interested in and taking time to talk with them about their day will help create strong bonds. A great goal is to spend at least 15 minutes a day of one-on-one time with each child. All kids need a parent's help to stay drug and alcohol free. To learn more, visit our Facebook page, the Caring Community Coalition of Wasatch County.
Timberline Ace Hardware is your full-line Benjamin Moore paint store. Visit them for your home projects, business-to-business, and contractor needs. And remember to ask about their delivery services. And they're looking for some cashiers. Apply today. And get your car hardware, your cool outdoor clothing, and Wrangler jeans. Timberline Ace Hardware, located west of the Wasatch Wasps football stadium at 737 South Main Street, serving the Heber Valley for over 50 years.
Hi, I'm Stacy McKay, branch manager at Bank of Utah, where we provide financial services to businesses and individuals in our community, and we are proud to support Wasatch High School. As one of the nation's top performing banks, we've been delivering exceptional value for over 70 years. So whether you're looking to grow a business or raise a family, we can help you every step of the way because your Utah is our Utah. Come see me at our Heber branch and experience the hands-on customer service that only comes from a hometown bank. Bank of Utah is an equal housing lender, member FDIC.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
KTMP, Heber City, and live sports coverage with Ty and Ty.
Bottom of the 6th inning, brought to you by Physical at the Fit Stop, your locally owned and operated physical therapy clinic, serving you from head to toe, including vertigo to sports injuries, serving the Heber Valley for over 40 years. Physical at the Fit Stop.
Wasatch Trail Salem Hill 7-1 here in the bottom of the 6th. Chet Wilson, Garrett Christensen will be on deck. That ball's going to get away for ball 1. Gage Sheesh is in the hole, but I do think Gage got subbed out, so it might be Max Walker hitting in that spot. Scott Haney coming out. I think he sees something maybe in the outfield there. Not sure what he's pointing at. It's 1-0 the count.
Tyler, that's something I didn't notice.
That
He's
is,
got
yeah.
a whole new parking lot out there in right field beyond the
noticed that either.
fence. Not a lot of balls have made it out that way, but that F-150 that maybe Labrum thinks he's got safe back there is not safe if Romero from Spanish Fork comes up to the plate again against Jaron Hall. Not Jaron Hall. Why am I forgetting his name? Our pitcher, Kalama.
Kalama.
Yeah, Kalama. Jaron Kalama won that game, but gave up the farthest home run I've ever seen in my life, pitching to Romero.
3-0 the count now to Chet. Chet's got 2 walks already on the day, and he's now facing a 3-0 count here in this one. Wasatch Trail 7-1 here in the bottom of the 6th. Take a look at the standings, Ty, in Region 9. That one's in there for strike 1, 3-1. Salem Hills 1-0, Maple Mountain 4-0. Spanish Fork 2-0, Provo 2-2, Wasatch 1-3, and Springville 0-5 on the year. Spanish, with those 2 wins, jumps all the way up to number 20. This one's going to be swung on, and how about that? Wasatch has some things happening as Chet Wilson ropes the ball to the outfield. He'll settle in for a double. Chet hasn't seen a lot of pitches today, but he gets one on there and burns the left fielder. And just like that, Wasatch has a runner on base. That extra base hit brought to you by Wasatch Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine.
Yeah, he just continues to be an expert hitter. Tyler steps in the box, and each pitch goes about it in a very professional way. Doesn't matter that they're down by 6, waiting and going through his proper sequences and hitting that ball right where the pitcher gave it to him, not trying to do too much and pull it, drove it the other way for an extra base hit.
Garrett Christensen will come up to the plate for the Wasps on the year. Garrett comes into the game 2 of 8 in his 8 plate appearances, 1 RBI, 1 run scored, 1 hit by pitch. He does have a double. And he comes up with a runner in scoring position. Curveball gets the outside corner for strike 1. Max Walker on deck for the Wasps, playing right field now. Be interested to see where Christensen will come into the game. He is hitting for Cole Zimmerman.
Probably first base is where they'll have him slide, but could be a catcher.
Goes back to the curveball. This one misses low. 1-1 the count. 1-1 the count, nobody away. Chet Wilson leads off the bottom of the 6th with a double over the left fielder's head. 1-1, another curveball swung on, fouled off. Garrett out in front of that one. And that'll move the count to 1-2. Little big league type. You found a little big league where the kid manages the Twins?
I'm not sure I've ever seen that one.
That's a good one. I like that one. And Lou Collins, the first baseman for the Twins, he'd be up there as one of the players that you'd be considered to put on your starting lineup. 1-2 the count here to Christensen. Averett's going to step off the back of the mound. And Chet will go back to to second base.
So there's some great baseball movies, right? But the problem is you've established this conversation as you're looking for fictional characters, right? So you think about like a Moneyball movie or 42. You know, how can you not talk about Jackie Robinson? But those are the real ones, the real guys.
Off air, it brought up Field of Dreams. So are those fictional guys that are playing in that game, right? Like, you'd go Shoeless Joe Jackson, but he's technically a ghost, right, that's playing in that game. So is that a fictional, or can you go Shoeless Joe?
Well, I don't know. You're setting the rules here. What would you say?
I think Shoeless is off, but if you wanted to go Doc Graham, I think Doc Graham, a fictional player, right, that you could then go with him if you wanted to give him a shot. Had a nice double in his appearance, right, after having the ball thrown at him. Ball 3 after a couple of misses, so full count with no away.
If you're not going to give Roy Hobbs, because it's just a year, you can't give Doc anything for one double.
Oh, sure, of course not. Yeah, of course not.
The conversation I'm a little more interested in here, Tyler, is at the break we kind of talked baseball superstitions as well, you know, and that's one that I'm interested in going is what's the best baseball superstition? Because you see some stuff in those movies, right? There's some superstitions that the people do, and I think you see it in Field of Dreams, right? You can't cross the chalk or else things happen there. Yeah, and there's superstitions when it comes to chalk and stepping on the chalk.
Ball 4 as Garrett Christensen will earn a pass to first base. So Wasatch has their first 2 guys on, a double from Chet and then a base on balls for Garrett Christensen. It's going to bring up Max Walker. Walker comes into this game 2 of 5 on the year. 1 RBI and 2 runs scored. He's going to swing at this one. That's going to be a single down the right field line. Chet paused. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to score. Right fielder a little bit late getting to it. Runners will go from second to third, and Chet will score from second. And Wasatch has a run in here in the bottom of the 6th. 7-2 now the score. Still nobody away, and runners on the corners on the RBI single for Max Walker.
Wasatch not done yet, Tyler. Still have 6 outs in this game. It's one of the beautiful things about baseball is you don't play a time limit. Some might say it's one of the worst things about baseball. I think it's a beautiful part of the game is you've got to get a certain number of outs. And so Wasatch still with 6 outs to go. Salem's got to earn them to get this win. Wasatch can keep pumping it on, get a few runs here, and you've got yourself a chance in the bottom of the 7th.
Curveball misses to Landon Carter. Carter grounded out to the first baseman and popped out to the second baseman in his second at bat. He comes up with runners on first and third. Nobody away. Wasatch trailing by 5, trying to chip away. Pickoff move, not in time. Walker able to get back to the bag.
It's a great opportunity for Wasatch here, Tyler. If you can get Walker over there to second base and have 3 cracks at getting 2 more runs across this inning and make it 7-4, you cut that deficit in half. you'd have the top of the lineup coming up towards the bottom of the 7th inning. And that's a deficit that's certainly able to be overcome if you're Wasatch.
Another pickoff move, not in time, so still 1-0 the count with nobody away here into the bottom of the 6th. Wasatch looking to generate something and try to get back in this ball game. Came into the inning trailing by 6. Have already pushed 1 runner across. Carter's going to take a fastball low and inside. 2-0 now the count. Coburn is available for Salem Hills. He closed out game 1 and really has stifled Wasatch whenever they have faced him. Salem also has Aiden Haskell they can go to, and Corbin Gold. This is going to be a high chopper to the third baseman. Cushing over to second, and they get the leadoff guy, and they're going to call the runner at first. They are not going to call interference, and Coach Haney's going to come out and talk about it. It looked to me like Walker went by the bag just a little bit. 1 run is going to be in regardless, so 1 run in, 7-3 is now the score on the ground outfielder's choice from Carter. And Haney looks to be okay with the explanation pretty quick, and so they're going to come back in with the runner on first base, 1 out.
Yeah, the rule there, Tyler, what the conversation is about is the runner sliding into second. If they go over the bag and disrupt the fielder, which happened there, Walker hit the second baseman as he was going to throw to first. That can be called interference, and then the runner heading down to first would be called out. And so that was kind of a 50-50 ball there where they could possibly call interference. Walker did look like he was going into the bag. He didn't slide out of the lane. And the umpire thinks it was clean, and that works to Wasatch's benefit.
Carter will be – they're going to run for Carter, the catcher. Gurney swings at the first pitch and fouls it off, so 0-1 the count, 1 away. Wasatch with 2 runs in here in the 6th. So the 7-3 the score. Carter Bucott on deck. And it looks like it's going to be Blake Sweat who will run for the Wasps. Gurney back into the box, 0-1 the count. Pickoff move. Blake had a pretty good lead over at first base, but the throw was not on target. Pretty good play there from another first baseman. Caleb Holman now in at first base for the Skyhawks. Makes a pretty good play to keep that one in the infield. A lot of subs here for Salem Hills. Wasatch trying to come back into this game after falling down 7-1. The score now 7-3. Curveball low and outside. Ball 1. Your RPI standings tie Salem Hills is at number 2 now. Maple Mountain at number 4. Spanish, who is out of the playoff contention, moves all the way up to number 20 with a couple of wins. Provo number 18. Wasatch number 19. And Springville at number 21. 1-1 the count. That one misses low. Ball 2. 2-1 now the count. One of the news coming out of Springville, Ty, is one of the, if not the best pitcher in the state, suffering a season-ending injury for Springville. That really hurts them, and they have fallen to 0-5 to start off their region play after going 4-3 to start off the year. 2-1 the count. This one's going to be a ground ball to the shortstop, Coburn. Easy flip over to second base to first base, and that's a 6-4-3 double play. Wasatch is able to produce 2 runs, but Salem Hills is able to minimize. 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, nobody left on base. It's 7-3 as we go into the 7th and final inning.
Well, folks, spring is near, but have no fear. Country Gardens and Nursery is here for your everyday garden supplies, decor, and more. From our personal gardener to our new bulk yard, where we offer large variety of soil, mulches, and decorative rock. Come see what we have in store. Country Gardens and Nursery, 1401 South, US 189. We'll see you soon and hope to put you in bloom.
Are you ready for lunch? The Dairy King, home of the train, is serving the best food with friends and family in the Valley, and they're the winner of Best of State for 18 years. They've recently been officially named Best of Utah for their milkshakes, and you've just got to try their delicious train burger with an Oreo shake. They also have those yummy salads that just hit the spot. They've been proudly serving the Heber Valley for 75 years. That's the Dairy King, home of the train, serving deliciousness daily. So stop in today.
And now, back to the action. Wasatch High School Sports on 94.5 The Peak.
Seventh inning action brought to you by Mirror Lake Station, voted best donuts in Utah. Mirror Lake Station is your stop for gas, groceries, and goodies Owners David and Kristen Wade invite you to swing by and say hello this season at Mirror Lake Station. 7-3, Wasatch trying to keep Salem Hills at 7-3. Give themselves a chance in the bottom of the 7th. Bo Jones will still be on the mound for the Wasps. Carter stays behind the dish, but a couple of defense substitutions. Garrett Christensen comes in at first base. Alex Gutierrez at second. Chet Wilson still at short. Gurney will stay at third base, and then Max Walker will stay in right field. Tragan Shaw in center, and Crew Erickson in left. For the Skyhawks, it'll be Trey Smith, Corbin Goal, and Zach Nelson up for the Skyhawks here in the top of the 7th. Jones will work out of the stretch. The lefty was able to produce 3 straight ground balls when he came in. Smith is 1 for 5 in the series with a strikeout and a ground out to the shortstop today. Had a double just over the second baseman's head that got the big 4th inning going. A couple of misses here from Jones, moves the count to 2-0. Jones gets the sign, comes set, delivers the 2-0. And check swing, yes he did. 2-1, now the count on a ball that's low and in the dirt. Got a best manager tie that you would go with? Fictional manager? Go.
Oh, you can't beat Pop, right?
Pop Fisher,
that's
right?
as good
Pop
as it
Fisher.
gets. Yeah, Pop Fisher.
He should have been a farmer, but took the Knights to the World Series. 3-1 the count after that one bounces across home plate.
One of the best lines there, when he's going off about why he should have been a farmer. But you talk about superstition, right? I mean, that's a guy that believes heavily in superstition and cursed, and he's cursed.
That's the kind of the storyline there.
Do you have a best superstition in baseball? What comes to your mind?
Another
Did you
ball
have any
moves.
superstitions?
So another ball, and that's going to move. That's going to be a base on ball. Second walk of the game for Jones. Superstitions. I had a good sophomore year, and one of the games I warmed up with a fungo, so a lighter bat than what, usually you warm up with a heavier bat, right? I had a good game warming up with a fungo one game, and so my whole high school career I warmed up with a fungo. And you know what? I don't think I ever pulled a ball to the left side.
No wonder why you can never get the bat head out. And get
I
it to
went the
other side
opposite
of the
way
field.
every single time, and so worked out there. 7-3. Hitter's going to square for a bunt and pulls back, but the pitch is in there for strike one. So 0-1 the count. Nobody out. Runner on first after a leadoff walk. It's the number 9 hitter Goal who's at the plate for the Skyhawks.
Well, some of your famous ones, right? Don't step on the chalk. And you've got don't talk to a pitcher when he's got a no-hitter or a perfect game going.
Runner's going to go, Ty. Sorry to cut you off. Runner's going to go, and that pitch wasn't close. So 1-1 the count, and easy stolen base there from Smith. Yeah, how about you? Do you have any?
Oh, I was all kinds of superstitious myself. The one I did that would drive people crazy, I'm sure, is I would use the same bat until I didn't get a hit and then change the bat because it had to be the bat's fault, of course, if you don't get a hit. And so I would use tons of different bats over the course of the season.
2-1 now the count as Jones having a hard time finding it here in this 7th inning. He's thrown 7 pitches, 5 of which have been balls at this point.
Would also use stuff with batting gloves, so I would rotate there too. If I got a hit with batting gloves, I'd keep using them until I wouldn't get a hit, and then I'd put the batting gloves back in the pocket. And that always looked funny to people with the batter up there with batting gloves in the pockets while you're batting, so change it all around.
Another ball is, again, Goal squares to bunt, but pulls back on the ball, so that moves the count to 3-1.
But I like the baseball players that rebel against the superstitions, Ty. So played with a few that would come out and kick the chalk, didn't believe in the superstition at all. And so not only is they're not worried about stepping on the line, there's ball 4 there.
Back-to-back walks.
And hit the chalk and say, I'm in control of my own fate, if you will.
Back-to-back walks, going to bring a trip to the mound from the infield. Trips to the mound brought to you by Mirror Lake Station. No away, runners on first and second. 7-3 the score here in the top of the 7th. So after an hour and 30-minute game on Tuesday, we're now pushing 2 hours and 20 minutes on this one. And Coach Jacobson is now going to come out as well from the dugout. Usually when Coach Jacobson comes out, that means a pitching change. We'll see if Coach Jacobson decides to switch it up, and he does. We'll take a break. Wasatch trails 7-3, and we'll have a new pitcher on the mound when we come back.
The 50s produced some great sound. That early rock and roll triggered so much emotion for so many. Here's another sound from that era. The dental drill triggers a whole different set of emotions. The sounds, the smells, feeling out of control, whatever keeps you from the dentist at Dorius Dental, we get it. We focus on the little things. Distract yourself with your favorite episode of The Office, or crank up the 80s or 90s and let it take you back to another time. At Dorius Dental, we are sensitive to your needs. We are taking care of the little things so you can move on to more enjoyable things. Located in Gateway Plaza, Heber City.
Gucci Goo Barbecue in Heber Valley is a premier barbecue restaurant. You can choose from finger-licking ribs, pop-in andouille sausage, tasty chicken, tender brisket, delicious pork, and yummy street tacos. Friday night dates, take that significant other for the smoked prime rib that melts in your mouth. Family-friendly atmosphere where everyone is welcome, quick service for dine-in or takeout, great quality food, and great value for your money. That's Gucci Goo in Midway on Main Street.
You might be used to having someone ask you the question, what is it that you need? I think that's limiting. I'm going to take you through a 6-step process. And it's simply answering questions. And it might not just be home. It might be that you want that fancy new car. It might be that you want trips. It's your list. What is it that you really, really want?
Call Tom Stone at Guild Mortgage in Heber City.
Tom Stone, MLS 257849. Guild Mortgage Company is an equal housing lender. MLS 3274. All loans are subject to underwriter approval. Terms and conditions may apply. Subject to change without notice.
Hi, this is Nicole with Mountain Refined Furnishings and Flooring. And if you didn't know, we've recently partnered with Mattress Warehouse of Utah to bring you the largest selection of mattresses around. The team at Mountain Refined prides themselves on making your home a place where you love to be. We offer a large selection of furnishings, flooring, window treatments, gifts, decor, and so much more. If you haven't been by lately, stop and check it out. You'll be pleasantly surprised. We're located at 480 North Main Street.
Heber City Point S is locally owned and operated by Larry Rhodes and Brad Hyatt. They offer the best brand tires at low prices with extensive knowledge and experience of repair and services with no pressure sales. Only what you need. They've been taking care of cars, trucks, and trailers for over 20 years. No appointment needed, conveniently located, free shuttle service, and free Wi-Fi. Take $5 off your next visit when you tell them 94.5 The Peak sent you over. That's Heber City Point S.
5, 4, 3, 2.
KTMP, Heber City, and live sports coverage with Ty and Ty.
You're back here on 94.5 The Peak listening to Wasatch Baseball. Top of the 7th inning, runner on first and second base. Pinch hitter coming up, Caleb Holman, the pitcher from the game on Tuesday. The best pitcher here for Salem according to the stats. A .71 ERA going into that game. And he was good, held Wasatch to 1 run over 7 innings. He's going to get a chance here in the box. See if he can move the runners over. First pitch is fouled off on a bunt attempt. Now a pickoff move from Bukad, who's come in to pitch. And that pickoff move to second base actually sails into center field, so that'll give a free bag. And the runner will advance. Smith going from second to third for Salem Hills. That was a called pickoff attempt play. And unfortunately, the ball got away from the second baseman, Gutierrez, and ended up in center field. So resetting it for you, nobody out, runners on third and first. 1 strike to Holman, your batter right now.
Holman, the pinch hitter, hitting for the leadoff guy, Nilsson. Nilsson singled up the middle in his last at-bat. Holman, starting pitcher from Tuesday's game, first at-bat of the series. Bukad on the mound for the first time for the Wasps. 1-1 the count, nobody away with nobody on first, runners on second and third. Nice pitch there for strike 2. Coach Carter, his freshman year, Ty, and he was one that we thought was capable of having some good innings on the varsity level on the mound. 1-2 is going to be swung on, foul ball.
Yeah,
and we'll reset.
And you and I think you'd say you and I are both surprised that he hasn't been in the field more. He was so good defensively for the Wasatch shortstop. Chet's played great there, so it's not necessarily saying he should be back at shortstop. But if you're not going to be using him in the field consistently, Tyler, you got to have him on the mound because he is that good. And so it's good to see him out here getting opportunities on the mound. If he's not going to be your starting shortstop like he was literally every game last season, utilize his athletic ability there on the mound a little bit more.
2-2 to count. Wasatch will cut the infield off with runners on second and third, but it's not going to matter. Strike 3 Another Wasatch Physical Therapy strikeout. This time Carter Bucod gets his first strikeout of the season. That's going to bring up the number 2 hitter, Nolan Miller. Starting pitcher today, singled through the 5-6 hole in his last at bat and brought in a run. That's the second RBI of the series. Nice play there from Landon Carter. That one missed badly. Carter able to keep it in front of him and keeps the runner at third base. 7-3 the score. Wasatch trailing by 4 here in the top of the 7th. Gets the check swing. 1-1 now the count. Nice off-speed pitch there from Bucod. Gets Miller to go for it.
You could see Miller just guessing, right? He's looking for a fastball, and he's committed before that ball really arrives at home plate.
Another swing and a miss on the curveball. Moves the count to 1-2. Good stuff here from Bucod, trying to keep this thing close for the Wasps. The 1-2 with one away. Goes with the fastball. Another swing and a miss. So back-to-back strikeouts from Bucod. So after Wasatch walks the first 2 hitters, Bucod comes in and strikes out 2. Wasatch trying to get out of the inning. Got runners still on second and third. 2 away for the number 3 hitter, Cam Coburn. He struck out looking in his last at-bat. Doubled in his first. Goes with the fastball. Gets the outside corner and tie off that one. I think they're giving him about 4 inches.
So I feel like the zone's gotten a little more generous for the Wasps, Tyler, over the last couple innings. So take advantage of that. Keep going back out there to that outer part of the plate.
0-1 goes to the curveball. Doesn't get Coburn to go for it, so that'll keep the count at 1-1. 1-1 the count, 2 away. God, another curveball. Coburn doing a good job of recognizing the pitch. Leaves that one in the dirt. 2-1 now the count. Good tight curveball from Carter so far in the game today. The 2-1 fastball gets the outside corner for strike 2. 2-2 the count. Deuces with 2 away.
Coburn not happy with that strike call.
The 2-2 gets him to swing at a curveball a little bit outside the zone. Survives. It'll go foul, and we'll reset at 2-2.
Carter's got him a little bit off balance, Tyler, leaning over the outer half of the plate on that pitch. Can try to extend it a little bit more and keep him off balance on the outside, or you can come back high and tight inside.
Misses low, so that's going to fill up the count at full with 2 outs. Payoff pitch, misses again, ball 4. Third walk of the inning will load the bases. First walk of the game for Carter Bucod, and that'll bring up Charlie Cushing. He's got a single and a ground out to the pitcher, but he also has 5 RBIs today, Ty. So he grounded out or reached on an error that brought in a run, had the error by the right fielder that brought in 3 runs, and then grounded out to the pitcher that brought in a run. And now this is going to get away from Carter. Fastball was up and out, and a run will come in. So 1 run in, that moves the score to 8-3. And the other runners will advance as well. So second and third, 8-3 the score with 2 away. Cushing hitting on the left-hand side. Carter back into the windup, gets him to swing at a curveball in the dirt. Carter does a good job of smothering it behind the dish. This is confusing. Yeah, Carter Bucod and Landon Carter, and I just said Carter to Carter.
You're doing a great job with that, Tyler.
1-1 the count. Bucod back into the windup. The pitch, curveball misses outside, ball 2.
One of the big problems with what you just explained a few moments ago of Cushing having 5 RBIs is every at-bat he's coming up, there's runners on base for him to knock in, right? And again, here he comes up with the bases loaded. This is the best hitter that Salem Hills has to provide out here, Tyler, hitting about 450 on the season. And if you're Wasatch, you got to do a better job of keeping the runners off base in front of him because he's really good at knocking those runs in. Over 10 RBIs on the season, actually up near 15 at this point.
Misses inside, so that'll move the count to 3-1. Is that 4 or is that 3-1? I thought
someone
I had
down there.
I had it at ball 4. What did you have it at?
3-1.
Oh, that is
they
ball
had
4.
4. Yep.
Ball 4, so that's going to be the 4th walk of the inning. So the bases are still loaded. And that'll bring up number 25, Garrett Holt. Back into the game, re-entering.
Yeah, they pinch hit for Holt last time he came up and then re-entered him to run. So he'll get this next at bat. Baseball rules a little different in high school than other sports, Tyler. You can kind of free sub in basketball, football, all those other sports. Not baseball. You don't get free subs. Your starters, you can sub out one time and then re-enter them in only the same spot. So you can't move them all around. So it's a lot harder to get a large amount of players in baseball because they don't have easy substitution rules.
Called strike and then a swing and a miss, so that moves the count to 0-2. 8-3 the score. Salem has scored 1 in the first, 4 in the fourth, 2 in the sixth, and 1 in the seventh. Tries to go back to the curveball in the dirt, doesn't get Holt to bite on it, so that'll move the count to 1-2. We've joked about some players at Wasatch looking like unmade beds in the box. I've never seen a guy go up with his shirt completely untucked.
It's a little Peyton Swap-like, isn't it? Peyton was kind of legendary for going up there with part of his jersey untucked for Wasatch.
2-2 the count.
Probably hard to tuck in that shirt when you got a full hoodie underneath like this kid's got.
Oh, that ball's going to nearly go off of Bucad, but it is going to go into the outfield for a single. One run will come in. Another run will come in. Nobody covering second base, and so Holt will easily go from first to second. So 2 runs come in on the single, and then Holt will advance to second on the throw. 10-3 now the score after another 2 runs come in. That's 3 runs now in here in the 7th.
Yeah, that one nearly got Carter, Tyler. Right by him. Maybe even clipped him a little bit on the way by.
I think it did. That'll bring up Roper K, the catcher. Reached on an error on in his last at bat. Had a strikeout, ground out, and then reached on an error. And he's going to swing at the first pitch, and that's going to be roped to right field. Another single, and another 2 runs will come in. And so that makes the score 12-3. All these runs, 4 of these 5 runs coming in with 2 outs.
Well, Wasatch cut down the deficit. Tyler, 7-4 coming into this inning. Salem responded, putting a 5 spot on the board right now and kind of putting the nails in the coffin on Wasatch.
Yeah, as bad as Wasatch had played, it was still only a 4-run game coming in here in the top of the 7th. But after 4 walks and now 2 singles, Salem Hills has been able to push 5 runs across, and it's now a 9-run game. Misses on ball 1. Averett, the hitter, comes back with a fastball, a little bit above the belt, but is called strike 1, so moves the count to 1-1. Carter sets. Pauses, delivers the 1-1. It's going to be a ground ball to the first base side. Garrett will field it, but foul. And that moves the count to 1-2.
Well, if the score stands here, Tyler, this is a tough start to region play for Wasatch. Dropped their region record to 1-4 to start region play.
Misses badly, but Landon Carter does a great job of blocking that one. Keeps the runner at at first base. That moves the count to 2-2. Deuces with 2 away. Wasatch trails 12-3. Carter comes set. Delivers the 2-2. Misses again. And that'll move the count to full. That'll give the runner at first base a head start. Averett's had good at bats for Salem Hills today. The full count pitch, swung on. It's going to be a ground ball to Gurney. Gurney gets the short hop, takes his time, throws across the diamond, gets the out, and Salem Hills is retired. But they score 5 runs on 2 hits, no errors. They leave 1 runner on base. It's 12-3 as Wasatch goes to their final 3 outs.
A UCCU home equity line of credit puts your home's equity to work for you. Finish your basement or yard and raise your home's value. Pay off higher interest, help with college or weddings. It's peace of mind knowing that you have a low-rate line of credit ready for whatever, whenever. UCCU will also provide you with a home equity Visa card, giving you instant access to your equity. Learn more or start your application today at uccu.com or stop by any branch. UCCU. Love where you bank.
Napa know-how.
Your local Napa Auto Parts, Wasatch Auto Parts at 105 North Main Street in Heber City stocks auto parts, tools and equipment, and many other items for heavy-duty trucks, marine, and farming equipment. Stop in today at Wasatch Auto Parts, 105 North Main Street in Heber City, a proud sponsor of Wasatch Wasps Sports.
John Sluga at Wasatch Flooring is extending his services to include quality paint products to complete your home remodeling needs. Locally owned and operated, Dan and his team can help you find the right flooring for your home with quality products from Mohawk, Shaw, Target, Godfrey Hirst, and many more. Since 2009, they've been exceeding their customers' needs by helping them select flooring that fits both their lifestyle and budgets. They've got you covered at Wasatch Flooring and Paints.
And now, back to the action. Wasatch High School Sports on 94.5 The Peak.
Bottom of the 7th inning, Wasatch down 12-3 to Salem Hills. Last Chance brought to you by Gravity Coalition, offering the best in bikes, skis, snowboards, skateboards, and more in Heber Valley. Personalized service, sales, and repair for the gear you love. Gravity Coalition in Midway, Utah, or visit gravitycoalition.com. This is a cool shop.
Carter Bacard will lead off the bottom of the 7th, and then we'll move to the top of the order. Looks like Coach Jacobson is going to allow some backups to get some ABs with Wasatch down by 9. But this one's going to be smoked down the line. Nice swing there from Carter Bacard. He's going to get an easy double as he smokes the line drive down the third base side. And for the second inning in a row, the Wasps have a leadoff double. That's the second barrel that Carter's had in the ball game today.
Yeah, and as a coach, Tyler, those are things you look for, and you're hunting on the baseball field. Not all hits are the same, and if you just look at averages, it can be deceiving because you can have players that are hitting it right on the screws, but it's going right at people and it's caught, and then you can have guys that get little bleeder hits that aren't really that impressive, and so you're looking for barrels as much as you're looking for actual hits. Carter's been good today. He's been hitting the ball right on the nose.
Bring up Colden Hafen. He's 3 for 12 on the year with a couple of RBIs. He'll take strike one. Hitting in the one leadoff spot for Crew Erickson. Wasatch only with 4 hits, or excuse me, that'll be hit number 5 on the game. They only had 5 hits in game 1 and only 5 hits today. Another pitch inside. And that's going to be a pause, and it's going to bring the pitcher or the catcher out to the pitcher.
Mountain Visit brought to you by Tony's Tacos. Tyler, we've talked a little bit. We've got some great food sponsors here at 94.5 The Peak. And you've mentioned you think the ideal meal is go to Gucci Goo, get yourself a nice Gucci sundae, and then have
with
a side of Tony's Tacos, right? And then wash it down with a good Dairy King milkshake at the end. And then you've got yourself
I think you need to
meal
go there. Apple fritter appetizer. Or a raspberry fritter appetizer from Mirror Lake Station. 1-2
That's not a bad idea. You do need an appetizer. We kind of forgot about that.
It's nice to have a fruity appetizer sometimes, and so go with the raspberry fritter.
You can go with a double dessert, too. There's no harm in that, right? Milkshake and then true. A second dessert while you're at it.
1-2 the count to Hafen. Sophomore hitting from the right-hand side. Misses outside, ball 2. Riker Evans on deck for the Wasps. It'll be Evans' second at bat. It's 0 for 1 with a strikeout on the day. 2-2 the count with nobody away. Boucard at second base. Misses outside. Carter gets a big secondary but decides to go back to the bag. Wasatch trails 12-3 here in Game 2 of the 3-game series with Salem Hills. They'll be back against Salem Hills tomorrow. Still undecided. We heard that it will not be in Price, so that was the good news. It could be back up here or it could be in Orem. Swung on by Hafen. He's going to line out to the first baseman. A good barrel from Hafen, but for the second time today, the first baseman Salem Hills takes away a hit. Good piece of base running from Boucard as he's able to get back to the bag without getting doubled up. And that'll bring up Riker Evans again, 0 for 1 today, or 0 for 1 on the year with a K.
That's another good bat, though, Tyler, there from Hafen. Salem's played well defensively on the day.
Evans hitting for Tragan Shaw. He'll swing and foul the ball off back into the newly turfed field behind us.
Ty Evans got a couple of bats in that Provo game that Wasatch lost the final one. And he was good. He got a couple big hits in that game that helped drag Wasatch back into that thing. They were down 9-0. Evans had a large role in helping bring them back.
Curveball misses outside, moves count to 1-1. Apologize, I didn't have the stats for that one. We weren't at those games, and so my stats are a little bit off there. 1-1 the count, 1 away. Runner on second is Carter Boucard, who doubled to lead off the inning. Alex Gutierrez will be on deck. And we'll have a pause in the action as Riker will step out of the box.
Yeah, I think on the year I looked before we came here, Ty, I think he's hitting 500 on the season, but in only 4 at-bats. So he's gotten 4 at-bats on the year. Yeah, 2 for 4. Had a couple big hits in that Provo game.
Misses outside, so that moves the count to 2-1. Salem has worked their way up to number 2 in the RPI standings with their 8-1 record. Looks like they'll move to 9-1 after a win today. The 2-1 swung on. It's going to be a lazy ground ball to the first baseman. Nice play from Holman. He'll toss it over to the pitcher, Averett, and that's 2 away here in the bottom of the 7th, and that'll bring up Alex Gutierrez, who's 0 for 3 today. Grounded out to the shortstop, grounded out to the third baseman, and struck out. Alex steps in on the left-hand side. Chet Wilson will be on deck. Chet doubled his last time up. This one's going to be swung on and fouled towards the soccer scoreboard. 0-1 the count. Averett's working out of the windup. Be interested to see who Haney goes with tomorrow. It could be Coburn, the shortstop, or Corbin goal. This one's going to be elevated to left field. Left fielder goes over, makes the play, and that'll do it. Salem Hills gets the victory 12-3. We'll step away and have our Timberline Ace Hardware postgame show right after the break.
Timberline Ace Hardware is your full-line Benjamin Moore paint store. Visit them for your home projects, business-to-business, and contractor needs. And remember to ask about their delivery services. And they're looking for some cashiers. Apply today. And get your Carhartt wear, your cool outdoor clothing, and Wrangler jeans. Timberline Ace Hardware, located west of the Wasatch Wasps football stadium at 737 South Main Street, serving the Heber Valley for over 50 years.
Hi, I'm Stacy McKay, branch manager at Bank of Utah. Everyone here at Bank of Utah believes that we are an extension of our community. Not only do we craft banking solutions to help families and businesses in our area, we boost the community by proudly supporting local organizations